All right, so I believe that we are now feeding live to the people of the world. Um, for the folks out there in the chat on Utreon, let us know. Let us know what's going on here. I believe I pushed all the right buttons and all that, and we're feeding out. So I want to, of course, remind everyone to go to hankstrange.com, sign up for our email list, look around the site. You know, this is like the best way for us to keep in touch with everyone. We don't own YouTube or any of those other kinds of things. We don't own like the folks who are subscribed to us and all that. So sign up for the email list. We can communicate with you. You can communicate with us. You could look around the site and find all the, all the different ways you can support us, all the different platforms we're on. If you're watching or listening to this and you're wondering how you could join us live, see what we're up to live, we're on Utreon. We're Who Moved My Freedom podcast, or WMMF, on Utreon, which is a combination of YouTube and Patreon kind of a thing. So you can support us on there, as well as you can watch us, and a lot of videos going up there, including the regular gun videos that we do. All right, that being said, big shout out to Walther Arms somewhere right there. Walther Arms for supporting the podcast. We appreciate them very much for doing that. Let me load up my what? Where's Chris? Okay. Somehow we lost Chris. Okay. We'll put Devin in here for now. We'll get Chris back here in a second, I'm sure. Let me press the button and let's go for the open right now.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation. Lifestyles.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe buttons, push the up arrows. That's what we do on Utreon, all that kind of good stuff. We're ringing the bell. We are live. I hope you guys have your big girl panties on. This is the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. Let's do jazz hands, guys. Come on, let's get those jazz hands going. There we go. This is episode 840 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. My guests are Chris Lyles of South Carolina Gun School joining us. Let's see, there he goes. AKA Santa Claus, AKA Papi Chulo. Can you hear us, Chris? I don't even know if you can.
Yeah, I got you. Y'all got me?
Yeah. He's a little distracted right now. Also, we have Devin of Trenchwork Chronicles joining us.
What up?
What's going on? I don't know what your AKA is, Devin. I don't know.
I don't have one. I'm the guy that moves in the shadows.
Yeah,
I'm everywhere and doing nothing all at the same time.
Oh boy. Yeah, we're gonna have to make up nicknames for Devin. We'll come up with something here.
You know what's wild though?
What's up?
Hank, I've done your show more since I've moved to Atlanta than I've actually done my own show.
Oh man. Oh, you are not doing your podcast like you're supposed to be doing. Is that?
I'm not. I'm working on everything else that we have going on down here.
Yeah.
But we are officially relaunching it next week.
Okay.
For sure.
Too much partying going on in Atlanta. I'm taking it. Yeah.
Because anybody knows me, I am the party animal. Yep.
Right. You hanging out with friggin' Kevin Dixie too much in Atlanta. That's what's going on, man. Kevin Dixie's a bad influence.
The worst.
I don't know when we're getting Kevin on the show. Wait a second. Did we have Kevin since we came over to Utreon? I don't even know. We're gonna have to reach out to Kevin Dixie. Lola, let me know when Kevin Dixie's coming. I don't know if we've had him on here. And then
we were all on like a month ago. I remember that.
Yeah, but not on Utreon, right? Could we actually hold up guns? Could I hold up a gun like this in those times without getting like kicked off the air? Because we could do that. That's why we're over on Utreon. We could hold up guns. This is my SIG 560. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. I'll show it to you guys. We'll, Me and Chris, we got guns. Devin, I don't think he has any guns. He doesn't own any. But yeah, this is my SIG 516 Patrol, by the way, for anyone who cares to know.
Yeah, I don't own guns.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah, he don't. Why, Chris? Why does?
Don't ask me, man.
What do you hold on? What is that? Wait, show that again. Let me see. I got you full screen now.
The M&P with a Surefire 300.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Ooh.
Very
I will
nice.
say I have been shooting with Ken Scott a lot since I got down
Mhm.
here too, and I'm like this close from trading in my Glocks for Smith and Wessons. Man, their new line is impressive. Very
Really?
impressive.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
very.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't.
Their
I haven't
the
shot
trigger
anything, any of the
upgrades
new
are
stuff.
incredible.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I might
Yeah.
have to get my hands on some Smith and Wesson stuff. What do you? So let me see. I should pull up the Smith and Wesson somewhere. Chris, what do you? So do you have the whole line also?
I've just got no. This is just the original M&P.
Old school.
I want to get the next one. I'm probably going to look at is probably the Shield Plus.
Mm.
Uh, so hold on a second. Wait, I gotta send myself this story somehow. I just saw a story here that we need to talk about, but and then we'll come back to it. Um, what is the name? What's the name of the Smith and Wesson line? You gotta look that up. What is
M&P
this?
series.
Yeah.
M and P? Is it? Are we at 3.0? I don't know.
No, I think they're still just on 2.0.
Okay, so it's 2.0. So just 2.0 pistols if I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, yeah, M&P or M&P 2.0 series.
Okay. Let's see. So
Sorry.
what's the big differences in the new ones versus the old ones? Let me see. Is this the right thing that I'm
For
throwing up
me,
here on the
it was
screen
the
right now?
trigger. The
Is
trigger was
this
everything.
Yeah.
really trigger? Okay.
I put a couple. Well, yeah, I put one video up on my Instagram page shooting one of their. I think it was their M&P. It wasn't the 2.0. It was, I guess, their newer version of that that's coming out. But
Mhm.
yeah, the trigger, the muzzle flip, like,
Mhm.
yeah, I literally was comparing it to my Glock, like as I was shooting, and I was like, this might be a
Hmm.
switch.
Hmm.
And
Interesting.
I think they made the barrel shorter. I think the original's like a 4.25 inch barrel, and then they dropped to a 4 inch. I don't know what the big deal was dropping that 1/4 inch on there.
Yeah, I'm trying to see, and I'll pop this up here while we're talking. I don't see any big differences just looking at the picture here from the gun. Um, looks well. Actually, there are some differences. I don't know what this is in the slide. It looks like there's some kind of difference in the slide up here from what I remember. Okay, so folks out there, let us know what you think about the Smith and Wesson M&P 2.0s. We'll get it. We'll get into it. We got no issues talking about any kind of guns that people want to talk to us about out there. Lola brought in the M&P Shield. I think there is a new Shield too, right? Is there a new Shield? I think.
The Shield Plus, they designed it to compete with the Hellcat and the 365.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The
it's a
so this the old
that's
school. This the old school Shield right
oh
here.
yeah,
The old school
yep.
one
I
that we got right
carried
here.
one of those for a very long time.
Yeah. So I would say though, don't get rid of all your Glocks, man. You gotta keep a couple
Oh
of Glocks.
no,
Don't just
no, no, no! I didn't go that far.
yeah. At
Nah,
least
I'm actually
at least
training with my Glocks this weekend.
Yeah, at least for training or something like that. Now let me throw up
Oh yeah.
let me share some website stuff with people out there. Let's see here. I'm gonna start with Trenchwork Chronicles. Boom. Okay, so if you're looking for Trench, I see you got a YouTube channel. Are you putting stuff up on the YouTube channel? Let's go in there.
No, not
No.
like I should be.
Oh,
um,
okay.
yeah,
So
it's
not really
kind of
stuff.
yeah, it's just a depository from everything that's online.
Okay.
That was one of the funniest memes I have seen and posted in a
What
very long
meme?
time.
Right here.
That one,
This
yes.
one
That's
is this Duck
for all of
Commander?
my libertarians.
Is this Duck Commander or something? Why is this so big?
Yeah, it's the
What
what's
do
it
you
called?
mean there won't be America in heaven? And then barbecue flavor confusion.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like to keep
What's
it
the
real balanced on my timeline, so I always
yeah?
take fun
What's the meaning?
jabs.
What's the meaning of that?
Oh, it's just making fun of the the diehard America fans that say
Okay.
that they're Christians, but their religion is really more about America than the Bible. And yeah, that's
Okay.
really it. It's for my
That's a special sect of people. That's not everyone who like believes in America, right? I mean,
no, yeah, that's what I'm
okay.
saying. It's for
Okay.
those people,
Okay. All right.
the one-sided tribalist boomer types.
Yeah. Heaven. Everyone has their own view of heaven. Life is perspective. You know, and there's probably a heaven for each each person out there. Everyone's heaven's gonna look, or hell, whatever it is you think you're going to. This is me. This is me. I don't know, Chris. You look like you want to say something, but you don't want to say something.
I,
I think everyone's
no,
gonna get
I,
their own
I try to
personal version.
I try to avoid this subject, man. It's because some people get all touchy, uptight about it, and
I know I'm not touchy about talking about religion. I don't. I don't think Devin is. Are you?
No,
well,
I
I
talk
just
about it all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I'm cool talking about religion.
Yeah.
I respect all religions. That's my first principle right there. I respect people's right to religion, whether they believe or don't believe. Personally, I believe in God. I see, like, to me, God is the universe, everything, all the rules, the truth of what everything is. We are just searching for that. That's how I look at it. So I don't know what that falls under for people. I'm not
no,
like a Catholic or
I'm the same
Baptist or
way. I
anything.
mean, you believe in what you want to believe in. Um, I just feel some people tend to take it too far and can be a little hypocritical.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, I've always had that judgment going into churches and stuff, just
Hmm.
because of the way I look and everything. Everybody looks at me like, "Oh God, who's this? Neo-Nazi devil come walking up in here?" The whole "don't judge a book by its cover," but that's what
Hmm.
most of them end up doing. So
Oh, you
I don't
think
know.
most
It's
people are
just
seeing you as like a neo-Nazi type of dude when they see you?
oh, dude, look at me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Think
I
about if me and Chris walked into a church right now. We're definitely getting stereotyped immediately.
What's gonna be your stereotype,
Immediately.
Devin?
If Chris
So
walked in like
Chris is
that,
he's neo-Nazi. He's a skinhead.
and if I walked in
He's
looking
not
like
very
this,
nice guy. Yeah,
going to a church,
yeah.
they're
What?
not going to look at me the same way that they're looking at anybody else in that church that's already been there. And the
Mm-hmm,
bad part is, I can probably talk about the Bible better than everybody in their church, like
mm-hmm,
specifically about the Bible, not everything else, like the theology that's going on in the Bible. I can
mm-hmm,
talk about that better than probably everybody in their church because churches honestly are just small, like friends clubs at this point. They're not really teaching what's actually in the Bible. Everything's a feel good story. And like Chris said, it's a bunch of hypocrites pointing fingers. That's
mm-hmm.
why, in my opinion, the world looks like it is now because the church essentially let it go to hell.
I think that religion is a good subject of study. And I find all religions fascinating. You
So
know,
do I.
just
So
as
do
a subject of study.
yes.
And I've looked at Islam, Judaism, Christianity. Um, my father has been a Scientologist since the '80s,
Wow,
so
really?
I kind of grew up. I understand a lot of things that's going on in Scientology. I'm not a Scientologist, but my dad's been a Scientologist since the '80s. So and I
Islam and Scientology have a very, very close history. A very close history.
A lot of religions do. I mean, the three major religions on the face of this planet are pretty much branches of the same thing, of the same tree. Christianity, Islam, Judaism.
Oh yeah,
Did you guys
they all
agree
come
with
from the
that or disagree
same.
with that?
no, I agree with it. I think if you look at them, they are very similar. I think people have took it and taken what it's really supposed to be about, and manipulated it to use it to manipulate people in general to get a following and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there is spirituality there, but I think they've taken some of it and manipulated it to fit a narrative. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think another word for religion is discipline, right? I don't know if you guys would agree with that or not.
Mm,
And religions are kind of disciplines that were metered out for intended audiences. And if you look at a lot of religions, a lot of things within the structure were either the rules of society or how to people keep people clean, keep them from getting diseases, just things like that, right? Or to keep the general rule of law. I'm not saying that I don't believe in it. I mean, I already told you guys that I do, but I think generally that's where all that comes from. This is a way to control the masses, and then you have there's someone there that's always metering things out to the masses instead of everyone figuring out what it means to them personally. There's someone else interpreting things and saying this is what it means, and we see that in a lot of different stuff, and that's where a lot of like hypocrisy comes from, because you have people saying, oh, this is what this means, you should do this, but they don't necessarily do that. They tell you to do it because it serves them.
Not only
Kind of
that,
like
that's
the
how a
way.
lot of cults get started. Like, if you follow the history of cults in America, a lot of them will come from a religion where somebody has either had like this random vision that they only had, that nobody else saw that they had. And essentially it just turns into this like, I have this higher knowledge and I'm here to tell you why whatever you already believe in is wrong. And it literally just turns into like you're that person's, I guess, well of spirituality. And it literally is how basically every cult has some sort of like end times theology that goes with it. Every cult.
Hmm.
And it's all because of the same thing.
Okay. Okay.
Look up cults in America. There's a show called Cultish, like
Mm-hmm.
cult ISH. Look
Mm-hmm.
that show up. You probably like it, Hank. Chris, you might like it
Cultish.
too. I don't know, but
I don't
if
know
you
if
like
you.
studying into a lot of how American culture was really formed, it has a lot to do with cults.
Yeah, a lot of us like to be led. A lot of us like to be led. Some people like to be leaders. Few people get out there and take their own path and try to figure out what life is about. Chris, you were going to say something though.
You wait. You mean people are sheep? No, things like that don't happen.
Yes, most people, I think, are sheep,
No, I
and
think I think
Yeah,
too. Religion's kind of like some of your laws. I mean, you're gonna read it one way and interpret it totally different than what I might read it or what Devin might read it. So it's
Mhm.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like some of it was just done to be able to be used to drive a narrative, manipulate people, and get them to do
Mhm.
what you want them to do.
Mhm. Yeah,
I would agree with
for
that to
sure.
an extent, but once you start doing like the actual studying of how some of these religions were actually formed,
Mhm.
not all of them were. I don't think they're all the same. That's one thing.
Mhm.
First of all, and I don't know. Never mind. We can go on.
No, I
This.
mean, no, I agree with you. I don't think
Mhm.
they're the same, but I do think they are similar.
Well, like I said, the three major religions on the planet are just branches of the same tree. And then look. If
Well,
you want
would
to
you
talk about
consider
religion, there's a whole
Islam
bunch of
that
things.
third branch, or would you consider Buddhism that third branch? Because Buddhism predates Islam.
I think,
Islam came 2,000 years after Christianity and Judaism.
yeah, I think Islam, Christianity, and Judaism are very closely related. If you look at it, it's just their perspective on things, right? Like,
No, not really, because
Judaism.
you have to look
Judaism
at the
doesn't think.
authors of the books and what the
Mhm.
authors actually meant. So when people say, I'll interpret it this way and you'll interpret it that way, that's not really up for us to decide what it means. We
Mhm.
got to look at what the actual author of what the writing was meaning at that
Yeah.
time in the proper context to
If
understand
you look at
the full
Christianity,
understanding.
though, if you look at Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, there's the same saints, all that kind of stuff. It's just that. So
Yes, but they're not the
Christians
same
believe that
story.
Christ is like, is the Messiah, the Son of God that already came and is going to come back. Jews believe that he isn't, and they're waiting for the Messiah to show up. And from the point of view of looking at Islam, they just believe that Christ was a prophet or something like that, you know. But
They believe they
Muhammad is
believe
the
Christ
prophet.
was the prophet, and that it wasn't supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be the first son who got the Hagar's kid. I forgot the Egyptian lady. What's his name?
You know, if you.
Ishmael.
Mhm,
Ishmael was supposed to get the blessing instead of Isaac. That's what it
mhm.
was.
Yeah. Well, they have a lot of the same saints and all that kind of stuff. They have a lot of the same beliefs and all that kind of. All three of those religions, you're not supposed to be creative. I don't know if you're aware of that. You're definitely not supposed to depict an animal or a person in any. Not in Christianity, not in Judaism, not in Islam. If you
What
you
do you
can.
mean? Depict an animal.
You're not supposed to paint a person or an animal. That's all idolatry. But the people who hold the closest to that right now would be Muslims, and then after that there are Jewish people who believe that, and a lot of Christians gave that up a long time ago. So really, if you look at those things, you're not supposed to create a representation of an animal or a person.
You mean in the Ten Commandments where it says don't create any graven images?
There's that. There's a whole bunch of other things within Christianity that exists within Judaism, and it also exists within Islam. That's just one example. There's other things that are inside of all those religions that make them really close, right? And link them to each other. You know?
Yeah, that's because Islam came 2,000 years after and had
Yeah,
the help of Catholicism to
yeah.
start.
I mean, we're talking about
Muhammad took
recent.
life.
We're talking about
I'm talking,
recent religions. I mean, if you think about it, there's even older religions. Like you're talking about older stuff. There's really, really, really old, religions and beliefs that people have,
yeah,
depending on what part of the world that they're in. So some parts you might say, oh, this is like pagan religions, tribal religions, or whatever that people
like
have.
when Islam walks around the rock in Mecca, they weren't the first people to do that. Buddhists were the first people to do that.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's what I was saying. I think Buddhism really is the third leg of the original three religions.
Hmm.
I don't even give Islam that much credit because they did a lot of what Catholicism did. They just copied and controlled
Hmm. Yeah,
because that's what
but
they did.
But
They
that's
ran
just
through
how,
Africa.
that's how a lot of this stuff has played itself out. And I think people take out, one of the things that we do, right, as human beings is we take out of things. I think Chris was saying that. We take out of things what we want to or what works for us or what's convenient, and we decide to go with that. Me personally, I think there's a truth in the world, but we're always searching for it. It's always kind of in flux. And life is perspective. We're three different people and we see the world in three completely different ways, which is what I think having conversations like this helps. The folks listening to us, looking at us, they're also different people. All of us are seeing the world from our own perspective, our own experiences, the way that we interact with the world. For example, imagine, have you guys ever met someone who never had the sense of smell?
No.
Only on a movie.
Yeah.
Like
I
Phoenicians
actually
and
met a guy. There was a guy that I knew. This is like, it has nothing to do with anything, but a very wealthy guy. Um, and like, I remember one time I went to one of his mansions and every bathroom, like, had floaters in it, in the toilet. And I was like, dude, what the hell's wrong with you? Why are there floaters in the toilet? What's going on? Flush. And he explained to me that he has something that he never in his life smelled anything. So
Damn.
somehow to him, so even though he's lived life, and I'm sure I'm not the first person who said I'm sure that his parents or some people around him, wives or whoever he's dealt with in his life was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Do you understand what I'm saying? But to him,
Yeah.
he was like, what are you talking about? That's
No,
like
because
no big
I've
deal.
known some. I know some people that are colorblind, and it's
Hmm.
funny watching them wear clothes and stuff because everything looks
I'm
the same
partially
color.
colorblind.
It's crazy what watching someone. You're what colorblind?
I'm partially colorblind. I'm blue green colorblind. No,
Really?
red green colorblind.
Really?
So red
Really?
and greens, if they're too close together, they'll essentially merge, and I can't tell the difference.
Hmm.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does that? I'm sure that affects you
Why do
when
you
it
think
comes
you
to
only see
shooting.
me in black? It's the one color that matches everything.
I thought you're just militant, like you said when you if you walked into the
No,
church,
I'm not.
like
Absolutely not.
when Chris was talking about like walking into the church, like and you were like, yeah, when I walk in there, people are gonna see. I'm gonna assume they're just gonna look at you and go, this is a militant mofo right here.
Really?
No, what? Okay,
I,
What's your interpretation of what people think about you when they see you?
I couldn't even give you that answer because I don't care enough to like.
You've never
I've
heard
never
like someone
formulated
you
that
know
thought, to be honest. Unless it's a girl, like I
okay,
don't care what other dudes think. That's why you don't see me doing all like the tactical shit. I don't care about any of that. I don't
right.
care about what it looks like.
No, I'm not saying
It's not
that.
my
I'm
thing.
just I'm just saying like what somehow whether we care, I think it's a good thing to not care too much about what people think about you. But I think we're still somehow aware of how people may perceive us. Just like how Chris is saying, oh, people probably might think I'm some kind of I'm like a skinhead or whatever. I mean, a
I
lot
have
of times
no
people
idea.
think that I'm some kind of savage. That would be my interpretation. Because people
That's because of the mohawk.
maybe
Do you get
maybe
called an MMA fighter a lot?
I don't know. People, it depends on who it is. Like there's always some old white guy that says Mr. T. I'm like, dude, Mr. T has a completely different
Oh,
haircut. Mr.
wow.
T
Feed
has
the
a
fool.
completely
You don't look anything like Mr. T, like
no, no.
at all.
And I don't cut my haircut is not like Mr. T's haircut. It's probably the
At all.
opposite. Yeah. It's probably the opposite of a Mr. T haircut. But just to some people, if you're black and you have a mohawk, the only person they can think of that has a mohawk would be Mr. T. Although people in Africa have had mohawks for like,
Forever.
yeah, for a long time.
Wasn't it a
So
war hairstyle?
there's all kind. I
Something.
mean, yeah, there's all kinds of different. There's lots of cultures with mohawks, by the way. That if you go back, I don't know why. That would be interesting to study. But there's lots of cultures. Now, I don't know if Vikings had mohawks, but I know when I look at the show Vikings, they got mohawks that are like braided.
Mm,
Someone would have to tell me. I haven't studied
I don't
Vikings
really
enough.
think it was so much like mohawks. It was more of just kind of long hair, but I
But
think a
braided
lot
or
of them,
something on the top, and then they cut everything off the sides.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't really think it was designed so much to be a mohawk, but I don't know the reason for pulling it up and then cutting everything off the sides and stuff.
Yeah. LV Louis Cipher says, how does he operate motor vehicles, traffic signals, and signs are not colorblind friendly? That's for you,
mm.
Devin.
Oh, I said I'm partially colorblind.
Yeah.
So as long as they're not merging together, I'm fine.
Yeah, if they're
So if
not,
it goes from red to green, I know that that bottom one is probably when I should go when everybody else is going. When everybody stops, it's probably time to stop. But no,
oh, so if you can
I
see it
can
if they're
see
not right on top of each other.
if
Like
they
if they're
no,
not
like
mixed.
they
If they're not
actually
mixed.
when the NFL did their color rush scheme, the first game they did was like the Jets against like the Patriots,
Mm-hmm.
and the Jets had their green jerseys on, all green, and the Patriots had like a all red uniform on. And when
Mm-hmm.
they like when the play broke and
Mm-hmm.
the lines merged, I basically couldn't tell which team was which. That was
Yeah.
really it.
Yeah, and it's just your how your brain is interpreting signals, basically, from your eyes. So I don't know if there's something wrong with
Yeah,
your eyes. But
probably they
but
change colors all the time.
but this is the weird thing, right? It's weird to explain your perspective to someone else, or even weird for another person to understand your perspective when you're trying to, you know. And that's for all of us. Most of us can look at colors. I notice grays and greens and things like that are very close. You know.
Yeah, yeah, closer than you would think.
Yeah.
Those
Um,
those mess me up a little bit too.
yeah. But this is the weird thing about life. So we're all seeing the world from our perspectives, and then we're trying to figure out how to make sense of it. And this is where a lot of things come from. This is where religions, taboos come from this, superstitions, lots of things come from that because as human beings, we're in the world and we're trying to cope and we're trying to figure stuff out. But I also think that we kind of all have a sense of what's wrong and right. Like it's not right to take something that belongs to another person. What religion or culture is it okay to take things from people? Like something that belongs to another person. I don't know if there is one. I'm trying to think. I mean, other than communism, everyone else, all the gun dudes right now probably saying communism, socialism, or whatever. But
That's what I think. That's about the only ones. I don't really think there's like. But to me, that's that's not really a religion.
You definitely had, as far as like ancient religions or like modern still practice.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. Was there ever any culture where people could just go take whatever they want?
The Phoenicians, ancient Phoenicians, I think they're also called. Yeah, I think they are called the Canaanites. But yeah, definitely the Phoenicians. They were wild. They would have put New York and Vegas to shame.
Yeah, gross. but they were taking people's stuff and they believed that it was okay to take people's stuff.
Cool.
They believed that there would be no repercussions from taking something that belongs to another person.
Yep, they were. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a little crazy. Like I know, so I remember there's some culture. Like I remember when I lived in Nigeria. There's certain people. Like if you go to a person's house and they have, let's say they have this M&P. Shield, and you're like, oh man, that's really nice. Oh, this is really, really, really nice. If you kept saying something that was nice that you see in someone's house, the person feels obligated to give it to you. I don't know if you guys ever heard of anything like that. Yeah.
I'm not giving you nothing. I'll tell you where to get it from.
So like in that, I remember in Nigeria, there were people like, listen, don't even tell people, like, don't get crazy saying something. Oh, that's really, like we were coming from kind of like a British culture. Even Guyana, where I was born, came out of British culture where you would go, oh, this is a very nice shirt you're wearing. But if you do that kind of thing, then in this place, people feel like, oh, well, I should just give this to you. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's things like that, but there's just certain things that we know that, like, okay, killing someone, wrong. Look at the Ten Commandments. Do you feel like you're not, like, where would it feel okay to kill someone, for no reason? Defending yourself, hey, this is what I had to do. But just killing a person.
There's some people out there that even in that would think that was still killing. Even though you're defending yourself, you killed someone. So there's some people out there that would stretch that to where you violated one of that commandment by defending yourself.
Yeah.
They're stupid. If
there are people I've met people like that.
Agree. Yeah. But I mean, because the only reason I say that is I've done some work with churches that are wanting to start to set up like a safety team, and I've had people when I start talking about some of this stuff, I don't sugarcoat it. There's nothing to sugarcoat about this. You're defending yourself. You're doing violence, and some people see that as a sin. You thou shalt not kill. You've killed someone, even though you defended yourself. You killed someone, and I've had people in these churches kind of ask me like, "Well, there's no other way. This is what we have to do," and I'm like, "Well, it's you or them. I mean, I'm sorry, holding up the Bible and trying to talk to them and get them to see what they're doing is wrong. It's not always going to work."
Yeah, and I would assume that's an interpretation thing, right? Because there's parts of the Bible that say that you could defend yourself.
Oh no! The whole Bible says you can defend yourself. Nothing about that commandment at all means you cannot defend yourself. Anybody who says that has bad theology.
There's even parts of the Bible where God is asking someone to kill another person.
He literally says he will get revenge, and he sends people to war on his behalf.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's God? I can't remember the verse. It talks about the sword and the cloak, and there was. Oh God!
I'm not good on verses. Someone else will have to hit us with verses. But I do.
I'm a little horrible with it. The only reason is somebody had quoted that to me, in a class one day.
Yeah.
And
But
I mean, it's pretty much telling you to go get a sword and protect yourself.
hmm I think I know the one you're talking about, but until I actually hear it, um, but this is a weird thing, right? This is the kind of thing, and there's different. So, for example, there's people who are straight up vegetarians, and part of that is they don't believe in killing anything. So it goes to what Chris is saying, that to defend themselves, they wouldn't even kill anything, allegedly. But to
You want to hear the verse?
yeah, you have it. What is it?
Let me find the. This is the translation everybody heard. It says, and then he said, Lord, behold, we are two swords, and he said unto them, that is enough. Oh, hold up, I gotta go
No,
back to it.
so
That
42
was
chilled
the
says
one
Luke
before.
22:36, sell your cloak to buy a sword.
Yeah,
Is that it?
That's
and if
yeah,
you have
Yeah.
if you
yeah.
have two, it's enough. Blah blah blah. That was just saying that. Hey, I'm not gonna be here. Y'all better be
Yeah.
ready to get ready.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Armament in Axis
like
says plowshares into
people forget
swords.
that Jesus went to the temple and beat up people and whipped them with a whip. Like literally beat up people,
hmm
flipped their tables over because they were
Yeah.
violating the temple.
Yeah. Appalachian Gunrunner
That's why I always
says.
think it's funny. Like me and Ken Blanchard had a very, very long talk about this
hmm
because
Ken
we
would be
we
a good guy
discussed
on this conversation. Yeah.
we discussed how there's this taboo of anti-gun mentality in a black church as opposed to the Americana, we're packing our pistols white churches.
hmm
And we just unpacked how that should not be the case for any pastor. Like if
hmm
you have a flock, you should be protecting that flock. And I mean,
Well,
even with
Ken has
we
said
could
he's lost people in his
oh yeah,
congregation because he's a
he
gun guy,
literally has.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gotten kicked out of churches because of
hmm
his affiliations with guns. But
hmm
I mean, even with like
Wow, I
event
didn't know
planning,
that.
right?
hmm
Anytime I'm organizing a large gathering, I
hmm
immediately feel responsible for all those people's safety. Now, granted, most of the time these are gun events, so
hmm
80% of the people there are already strapped, but at the same time, like my head's always on a swivel. Normally I have somebody running security somewhere. And then most of my friends have either done security in some form or, like I said, they're all strapped. But
hmm
nah, that's definitely something that if you're ever going to be a leader, you better be able to protect who you're leading or what are
hmm
you leading? Like, what are you leading them to?
Yeah. You don't. This is my thing. This is one of my things that I made up. You do not have anything that you cannot defend. If you think you have something but you cannot defend it, you do not have it. Okay? That's just
Right.
some kind of mental problem that you have, that you believe this thing belongs to you. If someone runs up on you, even if you have a gun, if a person runs up on you right now and they're like, "Give me that money," and you're like, "Well, okay, here you go." Well, you didn't have that. You just had a misconception that you had. This is what the government is doing to us all the time. The
Yep.
government runs up on us on a daily basis,
Every
and
day,
me
man.
too. I'm
I was
saying
just
this. I give
talking
it
about
up. I'm
this.
like, okay, take it.
Yo, this
Yeah.
is completely off topic. Do y'all
Mhm.
really? I think we're about to see history made in America where we have two presidents to go back to back with only 4 years in office. We've never seen that before, right?
Yeah, I think no. I think we have seen that before. No.
Who?
I don't think it's been in
What?
Consecutive.
our, I guess you would say our era. If
Mhm.
you look back, I think if you look way back in the day, there were some that only went four. But if you go
So
back in and look, because
who
Obama went
preceded
two,
Jimmy
Bush
Carter?
went two.
Who preceded Jimmy Carter? I know after Jimmy Carter was Reagan, right?
I thought it was
Yes.
Johnson and then Reagan.
I thought it was Reagan, but I could be told. We'll have to look. We'll have to look at the history
I
books.
thought it
People.
was Reagan and Bush too. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I thought Reagan. I thought Reagan and Bush beat Jimmy Carter, and then we had the Reagan years. But Jimmy Carter had one term. I'm trying to remember who came before. Who the hell came before Jimmy Carter? Was that Johnson?
Nick? No, it
Maybe
wasn't
it was
Nixon.
John. Maybe I'm got it backwards. Maybe it was Johnson and then Carter.
Yeah. Did Johnson get two? Did he get two terms or one term?
I think he only got one because he kind of got thrown in the mix there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think
So,
he only
oh,
got one because of the whole Vietnam debacle.
LV Louis Cipher said Ford was before Carter. So, okay, yeah, I'm gonna
Now,
have. Yeah, yeah. Thanks
y'all
for
just
throwing
have
a
to,
thanks for throwing a wrench in everything. Trenchwork Chronicles. Let me see.
That's what I do.
I'm gonna have to look at American presidents now.
yeah, I can't.
But yeah,
You
Biden
can
has to go, man.
Yeah.
call me
And I'm not
unpatriotic or
getting.
whatever, but I can't remember all the presidents and how they were
Right.
laid
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Someone out there will tell us. 22 Chilled says Nixon, Ford, Carter. Nixon only had one term, right? Or did
Oh.
he win his second term and then give up in his second term after he already won it?
This is
Oh
before
yeah,
I was born.
yeah. I'm avoiding looking at I'm avoiding
let,
looking at Wikipedia. Oh man, now I gotta go pull
let
up
me go get
Wikipedia.
my daughter. She's been learning this stuff in
Wait, hold
school.
on. Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up. American presidents. Let's see. And then we have to see. I don't know if this stuff says whether or not they had two terms.
Ooh, shit.
You'll be able
Hank,
to
what's
tell
going
by the
on
years that we're in.
with your former city, man? New York has been on fire
New
lately.
York City.
Yes.
Are people finally getting mad in New York City? Because
No, it's
this.
just these wild stories that keep popping up. So this
Yeah, I think.
one
So Ford only had one term, and then Carter only had one term.
back to back,
Yeah.
were those
Uh,
both Democrats?
uh,
I
what
think
was
so.
yeah? Was Ford a Democrat? I can't remember. I know Carter, obviously.
Yeah, Carter
Uh,
was. I'm pretty sure Ford was.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I don't, man. If Biden gets a second term, that'll be just crazy. It's just cray cray. I don't think that's gonna happen though. I don't think that's
I
gonna happen.
You think?
Yeah.
I I
We
hope
You
not.
saw where if he doesn't run, then it's going to be Michelle Obama and
Man, they've been putting Michelle Obama's name with everybody. She was
Yeah.
supposed to run with Oprah.
that
She was
was.
supposed to run with Ellen. She was
She's not
supposed
gonna
to run.
run. She's not gonna run with Biden or anything like that. I don't think so.
She's too
No,
rich.
no, no. They're saying that she'll run if Biden doesn't run.
Maybe. But I
Her and
think at this
Kamala
point,
Harris.
Kamala Harris is not going to step down. Like if you once you become vice president, it's unlikely that you're going to go, okay, I'm just going to walk away now because
Well,
you're
I'm pretty well now that I think it might have been if Biden doesn't run, it'll be Michelle Obama and Kamala Harris.
yeah.
Now I
Uh,
don't the way what was weird is the way that the article read. It makes it seem like they're going to run as president, vice president.
mm,
That they'll run together. It doesn't really say that each one of them's going to run for president. That was what was
yeah.
weird about the article.
I feel like this is a tough thing to say and to see what's going to happen. Just because there's so much power play and behind the scenes things that have to
Yep.
get stitched up and things that could come up and people will be listen on the Democrat side, same as the Republican side, people in their own camps are going to be leaking stuff and things will be coming out and all kinds of news. Some people might get arrested before that, some people may die before that. Some people might run away. You
It's
never
going to
know.
be.
Yeah, you do
I,
have the Epstein trial going on.
Yeah. Cruise Man says Ford was a Republican.
oh, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But I
not
think
good
it
with my
goes back. I think
presidents.
it goes back to those times. The last time we had this kind of flipping happening in America, and it's actually not a good sign. And
So do
then
you think this is just the American cycle repeating itself?
like the pendulum swinging back and forward.
Basically, yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you look through
Spitting out the
history,
same results.
it's like one big cycle.
Hmm.
Because if you really talk to some historians, they say we're due for a civil war.
I've been hearing that too. Everybody's been telling me that they think America's going to fracture into regions.
The only thing I would say about like a actual like a fighting on the ground fighting civil war is that people are too comfortable. To really have that, you have to have a lot of people actually involved in conflicts. Not certain cities, not people here or there, little pockets, or people fighting things out in the media or whatever. You have to actually have like, in the streets, in the states are fighting states, kind of like the American Civil War was pretty gruesome. Like that was
Oh,
that
it'll
was
be
not a joke.
it'll be even worse. It'll be 20 times worse.
But to see worse, look at how comfortable people are. Do you guys realize that? Like we're looking at things, we're comfortable. We are comfortable. And we're gun guys. So that means we're paranoid, heads on the swivel, looking at everything going on. We're prepared for stuff. We got ammo, guns, food, all that kind of stuff, right? But look at the other people around you. Look at your family members, your friends, the people around where you live. Do they look comfortable? Do they look like they're about to go on a civil war? Or are they crying because it seems like there'll be no Christmas? That's funny to me. It's the funniest thing that people are like, oh, there's not going to be a Christmas. So what?
Well, it goes back. Well, that goes back to the sheep thing we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had people I know posting pictures of them getting together for Thanksgiving, and they're all wearing masks.
Yeah, I'm not going.
And I'm just like, really?
Yeah, I'm not going to. Well, first of all, I don't know about you. I don't know how you guys function. I avoid my family. Okay? The people who are related to me, I avoid. That's my religion. Avoid family members, except for my wife and my 2 sons. I avoid those mofos. Hey. There's some people on my side that I'm okay with, and some people on Lola's side that I'm okay with. But in practice, and so I'm definitely not going to an occasion where I have to wear a mask.
Nope.
Like, why do it?
I would say no, but I went and signed up and going to go to SHOT Show, so I might have to wear a mask out there right now unless things change.
No, let me go back. I'm not saying, like, I'm talking about family occasion. Like, I just went to SEMA show and I had to wear masks.
Ooh.
So, I'm talking about, like, a family occasion. I get, like, something like SEMA show where there's, like, maybe, I don't know, there wasn't 100,000 people there. Let's say there were 50,000 people. I don't really know if it was that much. And these people, and that place has this rule versus, like, a family. It's 20, 30 people. You guys know each other. Like, now you're saying, like, if I come to a family event or even a friend's, if I'm going to a friend's house and they're like, listen, this is the rule, you got to wear a mask. Well, I'm just not going. Like, going to SEMA show is business for me, or SHOT Show is business, man. If you have to go there and that's the rules, go do your thing.
Yeah, see, that was the biggest thing holding me back from registering. At this point, I don't see any reason why people still have this stuff in place.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is if you want to go, so like, okay, I'm not going to SHOT Show whether it happens or not. I know NSSF put out an email thing saying SHOT Show's going to happen. And I went to SEMA show recently in Vegas. And I'm going to tell you, so I went to SEMA show because, to be honest with you, the gun side of what I do, YouTube has completely like knocked down. They've limited. I have 118,000 people that follow me on Hank Strange YouTube. And if I put up a video, it cannot get more than 2,000 views. That's like...
What?
That's a deliberate action taking place over there. Yeah, anyone could go look at it anytime. And then on the car side, I have a channel that just hit 10,000 views. And some videos don't do well at all, but some videos hit like 50, 100,000, 150, 200, 300,000.
Have you started messing with TikTok for your car stuff?
No, not yet. No.
You should look into it.
I've been doing...
Booms on
it's
TikTok.
Big. It's big on TikTok. Okay, I may have to look into it. So, but the thing I'm saying is, so business-wise, that's why I went to SEMA show, right? But the reason why I don't want to go back to Vegas for SHOT Show is that Vegas was really, really expensive. Everything seemed to me like it doubled the price of everything. And so it's one thing to go out there for something that I do that does make, that I can make money and pay my bills and buy guns if I need to. And then it's another thing to go out there for something that we're just going to get smacked upside the head. And then on top of that, when I went there for SEMA, it wasn't like, oh, there's a whole bunch of gun guys here. In the past, the last SHOT Show I went to, they had special rules for gun guys. You know, like I tell people this, I went to a hotel for an outside SHOT Show thing that happened. And the hotel, Lola had a gray backpack from Maxpedition. I had a black Maxpedition backpack, and the security said they told me I couldn't come in unless they searched my black backpack. But they were like, yeah, we don't have to search this gray one. And I was like, well, what's the reason for that? And they said, oh, because it's SHOT Show and we know that gun guys are wearing black backpacks. So that's how.
Maybe that's why. Because I was about to say, I went to a couple of places, but the backpack I had on was green. So
yeah, this is so stupid. The level of stupidity of that. I was like, you guys have special rules, and your rules have to do with color? Because as a gun guy, like, wow. Yeah. And so they were like, yeah, we don't. So I said, and even I ratted out Lola. She was right there. I was like,
you said you have to check me because I'm black? I would have made a big scene.
Oh, ask Lola about that. I made a scene, man. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. So I didn't let them look at it. And Lola could have gone in without getting checked. But if we had switched our backpacks, they would have checked hers, and not asked to check mine. You know,
honestly, I'm willing to bet they would not have checked hers if you'd have swapped them.
Oh, you think it was like a dude and wearing a black backpack?
And that a lot of people don't see the way women have grown in the gun industry. They still don't see women as being gun people.
Yeah, and it wasn't just me. Other people told me that there were certain hotels that if you were coming into that hotel with a black backpack, they checked you.
Well, you mean for the event, right?
No. This was not happening at the convention. This was happening outside of the convention at separate hotels from the convention. Like that
you were just checking into to stay at?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the hotel. It might have been the hotel. It might have been the hotel where the shooting happened. It might have been that hotel, but it was one of those hotel. It was another hotel. It had nothing to do with the convention. It was an event that a company was doing outside in their own. Remember, there was different events in hotels.
Right. Okay.
But not every hotel had that policy. But this one hotel had this stupid policy, and I was like, and it was just because of gun guys. So for me, Vegas being ridiculously expensive to get to, everything you buy there being expensive, I understand why people who are charging everything on corporate cards are doing it, because it's the company, so to speak, and not necessarily you paying for stuff. But when I go to these things, it's me paying for it.
Right.
No.
So you're paying for your stuff.
I forked out a shit ton of money for the flight and the hotel room.
Yeah. So for me, when I think about that, I'll rather spend that money and buy a gun and do videos on it, or even just talk about people who are talk about things that come up at SHOT Show, but not actually be there. And at the same time, there's other stuff happening here that's related to my car stuff. So I'm just going to stay here, do that, and then look at what's going on at SHOT Show and talk about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I'm taking. I think I have a pistol class during the week of SHOT Show, so I'm staying here. And it's a trainer that I've been trying to find a way to get into his classes, and he's actually coming to Georgia. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stick around for that one.
Yeah. Also, what are you gonna say, Chris?
No, it was a long, hard debate for me to decide to go, one, because of the money, two, really because the mask thing is just really irritating the shit out of me. I don't want to fly and gonna have to wear a mask and stuff. But
let me say this to you about the mask thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was going to tell you this with the mask thing in Vegas. So the rule in Vegas is that by the way, I still think that SHOT Show is likely to get canceled because of the Omicron strain. I mean, that's already in America. I don't know whether or not you guys realize that.
Yeah,
I saw where they had first case was reported or something the other day or something.
Yeah, but Vegas has this rule. If you are outside of your hotel room in Las Vegas, unless you're outside in the streets, you need to wear a mask. So if you leave your hotel room, most of those hotels are in casinos. The rest of that whole casino, you have to have a mask on. If you go stand outside, you could take your mask off. I don't know whether or not they're going to change that. So then when you get down to the conventions, you have to wear a mask to go in. But here's what I found at SEMA Show. At SEMA Show, everyone was wearing their mask until they got into the event. And then, like, a third of the people were just taking their masks off. And a lot of the booths we went to, the people didn't even have their masks on. You know? And there were we ran into a few mask Nazis. Because, you know, obviously I was like, oh, I have to wear my mask in here. And there was, like, a few people like, oh, you got to wear a mask. But really, the show wasn't doing all of that from the beginning of the show. It was a week. But by the end of the week, they had these people who worked there walking around like Wile E. Coyote, holding signs that were like, please wear your mask. On a sign. and no one was listening. They were walking past and they were like, they would see me and hold it up like this, and I would just pretend I didn't see that. And just keep going. But once again with the mask question, do you think so that's regular people. Do you think they'll enforce it with us as gun guys?
You know, the bad thing is, I could probably see them enforcing it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they worried about not getting something, or them saying, well, you're not going to wear masks.
I think the hotel would, because they know the type of crowd that's coming, so they probably overemphasize to their staff, like, okay, these guys are going to be the ones that are going to be really resistant, so we have to like really be on them, because that's the same thing they did to us at SHOT Show. Like, nobody was trying to wear a mask, and they had mask Karens everywhere.
Wait. At what SHOT Show? What SHOT Show was that? Oh, CPAC. Oh,
which is basically the political version of SHOT Show.
So they were actively enforcing it at CPAC.
Oh yeah, we have a video. We have a whole video of us almost getting arrested and thrown out. It's hilarious.
Wait, I didn't see this. Who posted? Where's this on Black Guns Matter? Where is it?
It should be on. Well, actually,
yeah, I didn't see.
I'll find it.
I missed that one.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was.
So were there a lot of people at SEMA? It looked like, I watched some of your videos. It looked like there were a lot of people.
There were a lot of people at SEMA, but compared to past SEMAs, no. And here's how I know. At past SEMAs, if you try to get food, you're on a massive line trying to get food. You're trying to use the bathroom, massive line. You're trying to get a cab or whatever, line. At this SEMA, there were people out there, but there were not lines like that for anything. We were just like, we wanted to get food, we would just go someplace and just go right in and eat. Or we wanted to use the bathroom, you could just go. Now the place, a lot of these buildings have been rebuilt over the last few years. SEMA was in a different convention center than SHOT Show is happening at. So at SEMA, the space got bigger. So it was a bigger space, but there were less companies that showed up, and in my opinion, less people there.
Kind of like what's going to probably happen with SHOT Show is they've done all this expanding, and you're not going to have as many. Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that.
Which could be good or bad. It's probably good, but the question is, because I could tell you, I can't walk around that show all day with a mask on. I am too fat for that. Okay.
Oh, hey, I'm right there with you, brother. I'm right there with you. So that's kind of what I'm hoping is they're just putting it out there, like, okay, you got to do this, and then when you get there, it's kind of like, well, if you want to wear it, wear it. If not, then we're not going to make a big fuss over it.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know, but the big thing is the expense. That's what I have to say to you guys. If first of all, there's other stuff happening, but the expense, like me kicking out that kind of money, I mean, do you know what? We're talking serious money to go to Vegas. You could just buy some nice guns.
No, I'm I'm right there with you. No, I know exactly what you mean, but the reason for me though is the first one was very successful for me. I made a lot of contacts, and it really helped my business out. So that's a big reason for me going this time. Is there were a lot of people I wasn't able to network with that I wanted to, just because there was so much other stuff going on that I want to be able to network with them this time. And plus Sonia's coming, so bringing her on as an instructor, I want to be able to get her name out there and get her network with the same people. So, I mean, I still think it's going to be beneficial for me, but I don't know if I'm going to do it like year after year after year.
Yeah, I
You know,
say
'cause
go. I say go do what you need to do and see how it is. Hopefully they don't come down on the gun people, but there are some things that are going to make this different. We have a new strain coming out and all that. You know what I wish and what I am going to do, I am going to go to smaller gun events. You know, in the past, there's other big, like other smaller events that I've missed just because I spent a bunch of money doing this or going to this place or this thing is conflicting. But what I'm going to do in 2022, I'm going to, now, don't everyone start trying to like make me come to your stuff. But I will go to smaller events because I think what you're saying is really important. When we actually go there, we get to network with each other. I regretted not going to the thing that Maj and Devin did in
Solutionary Summit.
yeah
Yeah,
in Miami.
that was a big regret. I went to his first one. I was really going to try to make this one, but they
Yeah,
had
both of you
canceled.
sucked for not coming. It was the best event of the year. I'm
Yeah,
just
well,
saying.
no. When I looked at all the stuff you guys are doing, I was like, oh man, why didn't I
Oh
just
no,
go?
I totally agree with you, man. I'm not gonna lie. I regret every day not going. I mean,
I was looking at pictures. Dudes were in suits in Miami. Everyone looked like they had a great time, and there was some good networking, like you're saying.
Oh yeah, next year is going to be even better for
Yeah,
sure. We actually just started working on next year.
what time of the year are you
you
guys
got
doing it next year?
Um, I want to say when is NRAM?
May, usually.
the
uh April.
no,
Is it April or May?
When did
no,
they
it was
didn't they redo one this year?
Yeah, but the
it was
times of
September. No, they canceled it this past year. I think it was like um
it was supposed to be September or August or something, but
August. That's
it was the
traditionally it's
first
in
of
April or
September, I
May.
think.
Traditionally it's April or May, though, I thought.
Are they going back to that tradition? But regardless, I think around there, early fall,
Mhm.
same time, around then, early
Okay,
fall.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it'll
go
be
to
good.
smaller stuff because I think we do really need to like actually get together, meet up with each other,
Yeah,
network.
USDCA has a really, really good event in Dallas. Everybody really should start going to that one because
Hmm.
yeah, USCCA is
Yeah.
that organization right now.
Now Dallas is a little
Really?
bit too. The streets are a little bit too broken up in Dallas for me. I'll be honest with you. You know,
Really?
the Dallas highway, man. Dallas is cracked up.
Yeah,
Come on, did you
man.
drive around Dallas?
Yeah, but I drive in Atlanta and I used to drive in Northern Virginia and Baltimore
Uh,
area. Like,
well, I used to
ooh.
drive in New York City, but Dallas,
Have
I
you
was
driven
like,
in
damn,
Philly lately, though?
huh?
Philly is, oh God, the roads
Uh,
from Baltimore to Philly, they're all fucked up.
all those
Every one,
communist places, man. The streets are messed
all
up.
of them.
Like, I'm. You know what my problem is? Florida has ruined me for roads.
Where? Hey, I found the CPAC video. It
Oh, you
took me a
did?
minute.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold on. Are
that
you
is,
are you texting it to me or what are we doing?
I
How are we seeing?
texted it to Lola,
You texted it to Lola. Okay, Lola sent me that. So send me that so I could share it.
and the timestamp is 4 minutes and 44 seconds,
Okay.
like the James Bond song.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Dallas was cool. I enjoyed Dallas. Dallas had some rich malls, man. You got to be like an Arab sheik to go to some of the malls in Dallas. If
One
you
place I
Yeah,
haven't been is Dallas.
Oh, you haven't been there? Oh, it was cool. I'm not trying to knock Dallas for everyone getting. Don't get crazy. If you're from Dallas, the malls were cool. Lola enjoyed the malls. Um, but
I
the
can't stand
streets were
driving in New
broken.
York City.
Oh, the streets of Dallas. Dallas is weird. There was like a weird thing happening with the GPS in Dallas. There was a lot of construction on the roads. The roads were all cracked up,
yeah.
and I was like, "This is insane." So I didn't have a good time driving around in Dallas. Although I had a good time out there seeing everyone.
Can I answer this while KD's calling me? I can.
Oh, you can go ahead and talk to KD. I don't know, like
Put on the
You're
speakerphone.
live on
yeah,
the Hank Strange podcast. How
why
are
is
you?
he interrupting us? Yeah. Oh,
Well,
oh,
now he turned it on me.
yeah, yeah. I can hear his voice.
I'll hit you back. All right. Oh man.
KD's obviously not watching. He probably doesn't even know about this Utreon thing. I'm telling you, he doesn't know.
I didn't know because I've been
I'll tell
looking
you
for
this. The first time I heard
I've
about it,
been
and
looking
I'll
for you on
definitely look
YouTube.
into it.
You've been looking at it for it's yeah. I'm doing Utreon like KD would enjoy Utreon because we could show guns, we could handle guns, we could show people. I don't.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, we could show people all kinds of guns and do whatever we want to do here. We could probably take a break and go. Do you want to show some guns, Chris? Other than that M&P,
I
what
got
else you got?
a nice little 1911 Max.
Okay, let's see. Who is that from?
So it's SIG. It's the
Okay.
one that they used Max Michel to help design it.
Okay,
I
I
guess
like the
his
grips. The grips are cool.
signature gun. So
Yeah.
see, it's got his name right
Oh.
there on it.
Now, who the hell's Max Michel? Just I am very
He's
ignorant with a lot of the super like there's some people that I don't like.
he's a competitive shooter.
Oh, okay. And he's a
He's sponsored
1911.
by them.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's got the flared magwell already on it at the
Mhm.
bottom and stuff.
Yeah, one thing I could
So
say with those competitive 1911 guys, like one of my friends is a competitive 1911 shooter. You wouldn't even know you're going up against like a magazine that only has like 6 or 7 rounds in it. You won't know
yeah,
because they will change. That's a single stack, right?
yeah. Single stack.
Yeah, I've seen those guys change magazines and all that like a machine.
Bro, it's
Well, I
I
know
actually
back when the quarantine stuff started last year, JJ Racaza did a live thing on Instagram, letting people asking him questions and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
somebody was asking him about mag changes, and he said that he'll spend 2 to 3 hours just dry fire practicing mag changes.
Hmm. Yeah, that's not.
But I
What
mean,
do you? Mhm. No,
to get to
Devin.
that level,
Mhm.
you've got to put in that kind of work.
Absolutely, not like you, Devin. I saw something you put up
me
online the other day. I'm pretty sure I saw something where you did one mag change.
just one.
Yeah, was it? Do I need to go pull up your
Me?
Instagram again? I'm sure. Was it you? I thought it was you.
Yeah, it was me, and it was
That
definitely more than one.
or was it more? Was that more than one?
It was a lot more than one. I didn't even put up the whole video, and there was still like
Let
four.
me hold on a second. I know. I'm like, wait a second. Is Devin done already? What was I? Maybe you know what? Maybe I caught it at the wrong
No,
time.
it was
Hold on.
you didn't keep that fast. I
Yeah.
was moving that fast.
Oh,
Yeah,
hold on. Let me see.
definitely.
Let me see. I'm gonna throw it up here. Where is that video? Oh, here he goes. Here he goes. Here he goes. Right there. That was one. How many was that? Do I have to look at this again?
What do you mean? You mean going to another mag?
Yeah. What do you?
Oh, no, I'm not doing all that.
So what are we
Wow,
doing? What are we doing right
bro.
here?
Now who knows I'm on live and he's still calling me?
he's
Oh,
probably trying to figure out where it is. Yeah. Why are you even? Because I meant to ask you about this. I was like, okay. So
he's talking crazy shit.
what is the purpose of what you are doing here, Devin?
And he said, "How do you comment on this damn thing?"
He needs to sign up. It's easy. Just tell him to just sign up for Utreon. That's it.
Oh, he said, "Sign up for Utreon."
Yeah, shout out to Gorillas and Guns. I see Gorillas and Guns in the chat. I
He
see
said
Boss
you can only
Hog.
do it through.
Skivvy
Yes, I
Waiver.
believe so.
Yeah, it's easy to sign up there. All you have to do is give them your email and they'll send you a code. That's it. You use the code to sign in. That's it. It's easy. But can we, Chris? We need to go back to. I'm gonna play this video from Devin again because I need to find out what's happening in this video.
I was practicing getting off the X.
Oh,
That's
okay. So
literally
that's
what
what. So this is not a magazine changing exercise. That's just move.
not
You're
at all.
practicing moving. Okay. All right. Cool.
That's
Well,
why it says get
he's
off the X.
practicing moving and mag changing at the same time. So I mean, that's something that I teach with some of my classes as
Hmm.
well. Is
Yeah.
being able to get off that X, and
I'm
moving
just.
target's harder to hit than a
Yeah.
still target.
I'm just
And you don't
making.
have to see what your mag changes look like. Since you got all this criticism, let's see
I'm
what
just
your
making
dry fires is about.
I'm just making fun of you just for the hell of it. When
I
you
know
said
that's
that, I
what we
remember
want to
seeing
see.
this video. I'm like, what is
The
that?
crowd is requesting to see Hank Strange do some
I,
mag changes.
I'm in the
Let's
van.
start the dry fire challenge.
I'm in
Let's
the
make people better, Hank. Let's be
I'm in
if
the van. I'm in the van right now. I'm in the van right now. We'll do it at some point when you come out here. We'll do some stuff.
that is not an excuse not to dry fire, sir, because I'm in the van.
No, I
That's
was
the
just
best place to do it.
yeah. So that was not about changing magazines.
No, it the caption literally says "Get off
I don't read
X."
the captions.
Well,
What
you
am
have
I
a
reading?
problem with the internet.
Why am I reading the captions if it's video? All I'm doing is looking at the person and going, "What the hell is happening?" I don't even listen to the audio. I don't even know if there's. I don't
Oh,
even
well,
know if there's audio.
that's like one of the best songs ever.
No. When I saw you and KD doing that thing where you were taking, like, remember there was a thing that you did where you were
Yeah,
taking away the guns
real.
from a guy who was like in a bitter divorce. I never listened to the
Yeah,
audio. I'm just looking at the video like, this is what is happening.
That was when
Yeah.
we were down in Atlanta because
I
I
think
was the one
yeah.
filming that.
Chris was
yeah.
there. Chris filmed it.
Yeah. It was great. It was great. You don't have to listen to the audio. You don't have to read anything. You could tell what's happening just by looking at that. That was some good. I don't know. Is that on your thing too? Hold on. That was some good faces right there. I'm trying to see. It's probably way down.
That was like the
Yeah, 'cause that was
third
back
video.
in
That's way back.
August.
Is that before or after the Miami thing?
No,
No,
Chris, that
that's.
wasn't all the way
That,
in August, was it?
yeah,
Is it before or
yeah,
after
because it was still
Miami?
hot. Yeah, because it was hot as shit out there.
Shit, it's still
No,
hot as
no,
it
you're
is.
right.
70 in
That
Atlanta
was
today.
that was September when I came down and taught that class.
Yeah, that's
So it
what
was
I was saying. I was
September.
like, no way it was in
Yeah,
August.
Yeah, I don't think that's on
no,
your. That's not on your channel. That's not on your Instagram. Then that's on KD's Instagram, right?
It is.
it's
Which one it is?
September 25th. I think is when we did that.
Yes.
I was thinking
Yeah.
about Michael's thing with that other video.
Let me see where.
No, that was funny too, though. Chris, are you
Let
coming
me
down
see,
here next week
Katie.
for the class?
Do I?
You should.
KD's
Huh?
Instagram is crazy, man. We're looking at KD's Instagram. We're all gonna get banned just for looking at it. You're not. No one is allowed. No one is allowed to look at this stuff. Um. Wait, let me see. I don't see. Where is it?
Oh, you gotta scroll.
Yeah,
Like
I gotta go.
scroll.
Wait, yeah. KD is incredibly active on Instagram. Jeez, man. I'm still scrolling. Still scroll. Was this before? Yeah. Okay. I see.
It's coming up.
It's
It's
yeah.
definitely coming up.
I mean, Katie is posting more stuff when we. Oh, here he goes.
I
This
think
is it.
that's it right
This is it
there.
right here. When your homie comes to the range after a breakup. And then my phone is playing
Hold
this
up, you
song.
never listened to the audio?
Wait, this is not. Isn't this supposed to be video?
Yes.
Where's the video?
Yeah.
Why is the video not playing?
Not the video.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here's the video.
Are you not but the audio is what goes with it.
Yeah, when he
That's why
smacked the hand, Katie likes to smack people's hands, man. He's very rude. Why do you have? What is the audio of this? I don't even know what the audio is.
you have to listen to
No,
it.
I can't play the audio here anyway. Just tell us what the
Oh.
audio is.
It was one of I forgot what the
It's a
song
TikTok
was.
trend.
So, that was a good one. That was a good one. I don't know how many views that did. Let me see. I should repost that at some point here. You know, let you guys do all the work. So yeah, that was what's your Instagram South Carolina gun? Is it South Carolina or is it
SCGS Tactical Santa.
Okay, here we go. So for anyone looking for it, let me go full screen on this. SCGS Tactical Santa. There you go, boom. That's which I'm following. So there you go. What is the memes with this dude all about here? Who is this guy?
The way the people are looking at him in the
Oh,
background.
Julio the Savage. That's my man. Nah, he just trains a lot. He puts out a lot of the same style of videos.
So
But
the
he
funny
always
part of this
has
is the people like, what the hell is happening?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it was
Yeah.
somebody had took
You can
one of
see
his
the muffin act
videos.
in his face.
They're like,
Yeah, the old guy. I can't stop laughing at him, man. The way he's looking.
like what? Wait, what?
When did they learn that?
I've seen these. I've seen these things.
God, they're
That's
hilarious.
Julio. I don't follow. What's that? That guy's Julio the Savage. Let me
Julio
hold
the
on.
Savage.
Yeah, I went in and looked at. He's got some pretty good videos out there.
Hank, that's a good person you could bring on here too. He's pretty cool.
So it's all one
And he
word,
trains
Julio
a
the
lot.
Savage.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. He's on. Is it a backup account or
No, I think it's that top one right there.
is this top one right here? No, that can't be that. That's
Yeah.
136.
No, that's his backup page. I'll DM it to you.
Yeah. Because this isn't it either. No, that's not it either. Right there. Yeah, it's
So
probably got
before-
underscores and stuff like that on it.
Before the lockdowns and everybody like migrated over to TikTok, it was like me, him, and like two other people that were like literally doing gun stuff on TikTok.
Mhm.
And then I say everybody flooded over. Like I remember watching Mike from Knockout Light's first TikTok video.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, it's over for me now. I was like, yeah, here they come. And
So I thought
literally,
TikTok was coming down on gun stuff on there.
They
It
do
depends.
and they don't. It kind of goes back. You have to break through the algorithm at least once, and then they
Mhm.
basically leave you alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I posted a video of me shooting the scorpion up at Michael's thing, and they took it down for community guidelines. But then I reposted it from somebody else's page that posted it, and it went through just fine.
Yeah, by the way, I'm going to go to my phone here for a second so I can show you guys NOC's comment. Yeah, bitches, I figured it out. So we're not up on the technology yet to actually roll in comments on here, so I have to use workarounds. Shout out to the real NOC. If all you people who are coming on Utreon, by the way, please sign up and follow the other gun guys on here. So wait, are you on there, Chris? Did you?
No, I'm going to have to.
Yeah,
I didn't know about this until you mentioned it the other day, and with your thing you posted from Monday.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's easy to sign up on Utreon. Just go sign up, and Utreon can actually pull over your YouTube stuff. So, and I've had the CEO on, but I heard about Utreon from John Crump and Flying Rich, and they've had the CEO
really?
on. Yeah,
Okay.
the CEO of the company.
What to John about now? Why you ain't tell me, John? I know you're watching. You're out there somewhere.
I don't know if John is watching right now. I don't know what the hell he's up to. The other day I was telling him that you have a girlfriend, and he was like, how the hell do you know?
Whoa. No, I don't.
Oh, you're changing your story now.
No, I have never changed my story. That is not true.
People don't know. People don't know about this, huh? You don't want this discussed over the airwaves? Is that what's
At
happening?
all. At all.
Oh, okay. Just pretend you didn't hear that. But whatever it was that never happened, John was like, "Hold on a second. What are you? How can you? What is this news?"
Do not. No.
Did he get in touch with you? Did he tell you about this? Because he was like, wait a second. How do you know this and I haven't been notified of this? So, but that's how okay.
John doesn't answer his phone.
So this is how I found out about Utreon from John and Flying Rich. But Military Arms channel's on here. Iraq Veteran is on here. The CEO of Utreon was at the Iraq Veteran shoot. Didn't I see you out there, Chris? I don't know if I saw Devin.
No, I haven't been to one of those yet.
Oh,
That's one
oh,
thing I got. That's one thing I got to get off my bucket list. I hadn't been to one yet.
Crystal.
yeah. That's easy for you to So if you want to so to go to the IV88 thing, Brandy has a page on Facebook that's called something Iraq Veteran Range Day, something like that. And anyone who wants to go there, if you have Facebook, you could just get into that group and then just talk. You can communicate with Brandy through there.
I'll check it
So
out.
yeah, or like if you can't find it or whatever right now, Lola can definitely make those connections. The Iraq veteran people are really easygoing and all that kind of stuff. So everyone in the gun community, so far as I know, is welcome to go out to those events. So
Yeah, when you did them last year, I had classes lined up anyway. So,
oh, okay.
but I'm definitely I'm going to do, that's one thing I'm going to try to do better this year is plan my schedule out to where, because I want to do NRAM because I haven't done an NRAM.
Hmm.
I'm going to try to do USCCA, but we'll just kind of have to see how
They're
my
all
schedule
the
goes and
same,
stuff.
man. All these shows are the same. Everybody goes, they go talk to their companies, they come back, they make plans, it never goes through, and everybody. Hank, am I wrong? Is that not how it always goes?
There's a reason why I'm laughing.
Chris, you're
That's
gonna
pretty
get the
much.
same thing. Everybody, yeah, man, we should collab. We should blah blah blah. Nothing. I promise you.
But
It's
it's
gonna
cool
happen
to
every.
see. Like, I'm happy to see certain people. Kevin Dixie was at IV 88 Range Day. At least the one I went to. I only went to one this year. I didn't go to both of them. So I don't know if he went to the second one. And Iraq veteran, they're in Georgia, so they're just a little bit south of Atlanta. For
Yeah.
anyone who
Wouldn't be
wants.
far from me, 2-3 hours, something like that, probably.
Yeah. So
Like,
that's easy enough. But Utreon has a lot of gun guys on here. They're very interested. It's not just gun people on the channel itself, but they're very interested in helping out the gun folks, and they are doing things. They have an Android app. They have an iPhone app. The live doesn't necessarily work with the stuff with that stuff yet, but they're working on everything, and it's really easy for people to sign up. So if you just want to comment and things like that, it's easy enough to sign up. But you can actually bring your channel over to Utreon, and you could go live and do all that stuff. And I'm always looking for options because I think one of these days they're going to drop bombs on us when we least expect it. They've taken out people, but they're not going wholesale yet. But we're moving in that direction.
well, I know I got a thing the other day from Google talking about some kind of bill that they're trying to pass that's going to could affect the Gmail accounts and have the ads and the all your other stuff. I got
Mm-hmm.
a where is it at? I got it somewhere in here because I got to get in there and read more about it because they're
Mm-hmm.
talking about how they're trying to fight against it and stuff. But
I'm not sure. I
uh,
would have to look that up. I know they keep adding new rules. So like YouTube has new rules, Facebook, all these places have new rules. It's getting real crazy. What's going on with you, Devin?
Hmm?
What's going on with you?
What do you mean?
Oh no, you just got this look on your face. Is one of your chicks looking at this and realize that there's another chick? What's the?
I'm setting up. First of all, no. Ah, fuck no. I was setting up my Utreon account.
Oh, you are? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like, why is he looking so intense right now? He's actually doing stuff. And if you guys have any issues, I'll forward an email to you for the Utreon folks if there's any issues or questions and things like that. So we found them to be really cool. Shout out to Shooting Gallery NE. I see. Oh, actually, Edward. So in the chat, there's a guy named Edward Brower. That is the CEO of Utreon, and he's in our chat right now.
awesome. No, I'm definitely going to get in and get signed up for this Utreon and
Make sure I
probably
get
start using it
verified.
more.
Yeah. And Real
But
NOC says, or what the hell is So Real
no,
NOC said, just requested my page be imported. You need to talk to Edward Brower, Kevin. He's in the chat. Uh, so Cruiseman wants to know where Chris is located. Chris.
so I'm near Clemson, South Carolina. So the only reason I say that is everybody usually knows the Clemson Tigers. So I'm not far from the university, but I'm in the upstate Clemson, Greenville area of the upstate of South Carolina. 2 hours from Charlotte, 2 hours from Atlanta. So it's kind of right in the middle of all the good stuff.
Yeah, I did see you this year. I know I've seen both of you guys this year. Is that at one event that I've seen the two of you guys at the same thing? Is that at KD's thing?
Train and
Yeah.
learn.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, 'cause I'll be back out at his event this year too, or
Okay.
next year.
Boss Hog says Hank is messing up Devin's pimping. No, I'm trying to help
Yeah.
his pimping right now.
First of all,
I'm enhancing.
there is none.
The best pimp is the pimp who doesn't even know he's pimping when he's pimping.
No, I'm not adhering to any of this nonsense. I don't know what any of y'all are talking about. This is all a drummed up conspiracy to.
Is
slander
your
my-
new chick a gun chick?
I don't have one, Hank. Stop saying
This is not what I heard.
Well, this is the first time John's investigations have gone wrong.
I didn't get this from John. Shooting Gallery Eddie says John always answers my phone calls. Oh, well, I mean, what can I say?
Who said that?
Shooting Gallery Eddie.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh.
Have you been to his house?
Huh?
If you haven't seen the gun room, I don't want to hear it.
I don't know if he's been to his house or not. Shooting. So at the Iraq veteran event, I'm gonna embarrass Shooting Gallery NE. At that event, I invited these. I was staying in Brownells, rented a house out there, or Airbnb'd a house or whatever, and that's where Lola and I were staying. But we were staying in the van, and I told these guys to meet me over there. Mr. Guns and Gear was there, and I was getting some food. And on my way back over there, they went there. I wasn't there yet, and Guns and Gear answered the door, and he was like, "Hey, come in. You guys can wait around for Hank and all that kind of stuff." And these guys ran away. They were too embarrassed to hang out with Mr. Guns and Gear. They were too starstruck. So by the time I got there, they were all gone.
Wait, what?
Yeah. John came over, and John was hanging out with me. When I got there, I'm trying to tell him, why don't you guys come back over here and chill with me? I'm hanging out, with Guns and Gear or whatever. And they were scared. They couldn't. They didn't want to come back. John was right there hanging out with me. We're kicking it with Guns and Gear. So.
Man, no.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
No. I remember when I met Professor Griff at the first Solutionary Summit.
Mm-hmm.
And I've watched tons of Professor Griff videos.
So tell people who Professor Griff is. That's a rapper, Public Enemy, right?
Yeah, he's probably the most blacklisted member of Public Enemy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he speaks his mind for sure.
He's Nation of Islam, right? Or he was Nation of Islam.
I'm not sure. He might be a 5%er.
Yeah, I'm not knocking anyone for that. I grew up in New York City, so I grew up with all 5%ers, Nation of Islam, everything you can imagine.
Yeah, it's that. Then you have the Egyptologists and the Cometics. It's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot. But
it goes to different levels of
Regardless, what I like more than anything is that he speaks out against the feminization of rap and how men are becoming more and more feminized, and I like that because it's true, and we need to get back to being more masculine. To be honest,
there's a feminization of now. I'm gonna put an asterisk on it, but there's a feminization of everything in America right now.
Right, but as a rapper, he was speaking specifically about that.
Yeah, but you have to affect cultures in order to do it, and hip hop is one of the fastest growing cultures on the face of the planet. So
that is true.
Yeah,
that is very true.
I would agree with what he's saying, and I think women are awesome. I mean, I don't think women are differently shaped men. I think women are amazing, awesome, fantastic creatures and all that kind of stuff. But we're
hold on, do
that
people really believe that?
What?
That women are differently shaped men?
There are people who believe
That
that. Come on now.
that
Wait
makes,
a second.
that makes me like cringe. I don't ever want to hear that about a woman. Like,
No, but
no.
but okay, but am I saying something that's
I'm not
wrong?
saying you, but I'm saying
Oh,
whoever says that, they don't need to say that. Like, that's weird. That's really weird to say. Like, hey, you're just a different version of him. Nah,
well,
you're not
when
a
people
no,
tell you that
no.
anyone could have children and all that, what are they saying?
That's true. That is true. They're saying that men can have periods. What do you mean?
Okay, well, I mean, definitely some dudes are bitches for sure. you know,
Oh yeah, we definitely know that.
but
That is. Oh hey, shit. That's half the conversations we have off here.
but the reality is that only like women are what moves the human race forward by having children and all the things that go
Yeah.
along with that. You can't just switch these things around like people are trying to pretend that you could switch them around. I don't care. People can identify themselves as whatever they want to be, but the reality, the truth, is a completely different thing. Whether you want to see it, accept it. This is what I think about the rules of the universe. You can believe that if you step on a train track and there's a speeding train coming at you, that it will not damage you in any way. You can believe that if you want to. That's You are free to believe that, as far as I'm concerned. But what happens to you when you step on that train track and that train makes contact with you? It's a completely different
Yeah,
thing.
true.
So uh, that's the thing to think about. So let's see here. What do we got way off on a tangent. I don't know if you guys realize that.
Oh
I
yeah,
I think people
Yeah,
had
we
I knew
did.
once.
plans.
Hey, once the religion came out, I knew we were going to get off on a tangent.
Oh, I'm constantly. I don't plan these shows. I know Lola talks to everyone, and she's like, "Oh, you could talk about this." I don't plan what I'm gonna say. We just get into stuff. Let me show Devin's rifle. I know Devin wanted to. He didn't act. He doesn't actually have his rifle because, as we said, he apparently doesn't have any guns,
Yeah,
and
show
he
the
needs
basic bitch.
people to
That's
donate. What is
oh,
this? DT Sport. What is that? Is
Delton.
Oh, Delton. Okay. Okay, that's
Yeah,
so. What are you trying to? What's your thing about this Delton rifle that you want to talk about that you
I
don't?
have a very, very love-hate relationship with that gun, only because I should have. Um, I'll just say I should have sought out more detailed advice on what I should be looking for as far as getting a rifle. I basically finished the furniture and stuff on that rifle
Hmm.
just to get it done. Obviously not gonna do. I might give it away to like a new shooter or
Is
something,
this
but
your only AR right now? What are we talking about? Is this your first AR? Your only
yes,
AR? What's the
it's
deal?
my first AR.
Okay, and
Yeah,
this is the only one you have right now.
yeah.
Okay, that's the
Yeah.
first part of the conversation.
No, but I
I
bought
just
it.
need to establish that. That's all I'm saying. Uh huh.
Yeah, I bought it in 2014,
So what is the
15.
story behind this? I'll put it up here on the screen once again for the people out
I
there.
would just want new shooters to not do what I did and go out, and even if you do the in-depth like YouTube searches, make sure you actually go or at least call a trainer and ask them what they think about specific rifles, because even Kevin Dixie in the comments will tell you that one, it's a commercial AR, so it's not mil spec.
Hmm.
So I bought a mil spec buttstock first and slammed it on there before I looked at the yellow paper that said, "Hey, don't go past this without reading this."
Hmm.
And yeah, I'm just trying to make sure new shooters don't do or waste like I did more than anything.
So
That's
what's
really it.
I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with this gun. I don't know if Chris sees anything.
There's
What's
some
the?
rust on the barrel. There's actually
Okay.
some rust in the lower parts kit and some of the springs.
Hmm.
It's heavy.
Let me add this. Throw this up here again.
Yeah,
Uh,
the rail is janky. It's not that sturdy. I mean, the sling is cool. Everything I added to
I
it
mean,
is cool, but
yeah,
the weapon
overall,
itself,
I'm looking at it. I mean, Chris, you can jump in here. I don't see what's wrong with it. You've got a light on there.
it
You've got a
looks better than it
sling.
is. I'll
You've
say
got
that.
iron sights and an optic. What's the problems you've been having with it?
Just quality control.
Okay.
The maintenance of it. You just want stuff that, this is what KD has been drilling into my head is that
Hmm.
if you're gonna have something defend your life, just as good isn't good enough. You
Okay.
need, you
Hmm.
know,
So
quality,
this is the
reliable
conversation. Okay.
equipment.
So Delton would
That's what
probably be
I
your
try to tell people.
entry.
It's like golf. Like you're gonna spend the money regardless, so just go ahead and spend the money. Because once you do, then just spend all your money on training, because that's the fun part, anyways.
Yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
So Delton would be considered kind of your entry level, I guess you would say.
Hmm.
It's
Right.
not going to be it's not going to be really expensive, but it's not going to be cheap.
Hmm.
So, I mean, for his first AR, I mean, Delton is a good gun, but as he's starting to see, the more he trains, what better quality guns will do for him. So, I mean,
Yes.
there's nothing wrong with that gun. I mean, I would recommend it to a new AR person to the AR platform.
Yeah.
Especially
Where did the gun fail? Sorry. Did it fail somewhere? I know you said it had rust, but
It
did that
did.
gun fail somewhere?
I had one failure with it.
Of what nature?
I don't
What
think
was
it was
it?
the actual gun though. I think that was the magazine.
Okay. Yeah. But
and that
the rust
most
we're
of the
talking.
most of the time with your ARs, it's usually the magazine. It's not necessarily the gun.
Hmm.
Where the gun can start not really fail, but feel cheap is when you first get it, everything will feel nice and tight. And then you run 4, 5, 600 rounds through it, and handguards start loosening up. You can kind of feel it shaking between a lot of rattling between the upper and the lower and everything. So I mean, it's not a bad gun, but at the end of the day, would I trust my life with it? No, but if that's all I have, then I'm gonna do what I got with what I got.
Yeah. What? This is what I'm curious to find out. And trust me, I'm just trying to establish a relationship for everyone looking at this on different levels of what's going on here. What? So at this point right now, if you were to buy an AR, what would you buy, or even what does KD think you should have bought in the first place?
Oh no, it's not a matter of like what he thinks, but
Mm-hmm.
personally, from using other people's ARs and then using mine, I
Mm-hmm.
now see what I really want in the AR.
Mm-hmm.
First things first, I want mine to be light,
Okay.
and that one is heavy as shit.
Okay.
Um, I don't know, because one, I'm just getting into the rifle game. Two,
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm kind of a minimalist, so I'm trying to get away with as little. Like, I want what I need, and that's really it. I'm not really trying to be
Mm-hmm.
as tacked out as everybody else is.
But
So,
no, you're looking at it the right way. That's
Mm-hmm.
where most new gun owners fail, whether it be a handgun or a rifle, is they go and they want to start slapping all this stuff on it that they see former Navy SEAL has or competition shooter has or all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. Like I've had people come in with mods and stuff on their gun and they don't even own night vision.
what?
Yeah. I'm like, why do you have that on your gun? Well, former Navy
Hey,
SEAL, so and
real
so.
quick. Judge Joe Brown showed me his night vision setup.
Uh-huh.
It is amazing. Like amazing.
Oh,
It's
that's good.
it's basically a CZ setup. He has like the pistol, everything just ready to go.
Oh, all night
But
visioned out. Real NLC says rusted and newer guns, LPK lower parts kit is a no go. Speaks to quality. Yeah, for sure. It definitely speaks to coatings and all that kind. So you bought it and it had rust. You bought it with rust, or
no,
just
I bought it, and then when we were actually taking it apart, we noticed the rust, and I hadn't had it for very long.
yeah. So go ahead, Chris. I think we cut you off in terms of so looking at it. I mean, I think this is gonna happen. Let me just say this. I think this kind of stuff is gonna happen. When I bought my first AR, it was like what I could afford. I'm trying to remember. What's the name of that company from Kentucky that makes ARs? Oh crap. Um, that's what my first AR was, but I can't remember. And it wasn't. It was. I don't know if I was having these problems, but it was in that category. It's like something entry level, and it's not a crime. This is a good way for you to figure out what you need once you get out there, like what you went through, Devin, and go, okay, next time I do this, these are the kind of things that I need to be looking for. My first AR that cost some money was this SIG 516 right here, but not the first AR that I bought. I mean, and this was like some serious money that I put into it, and I had a little bit better of an idea of what I wanted. Like, this is piston driven and all that kind of stuff, you know. I don't know. Like today, I don't know if it being a SIG matters necessarily. I think there's a lot of different companies out there making stuff. So I don't know. Like some people like you should only buy a Daniel Defense, or you should only buy a Colt, or
Oh,
whatever.
it's about like your handguns. I mean, and kind of like sports. You've got your hardcore fans for one manufacturer that are going to tell you all the other manufacturers suck and poor quality and don't know what they're doing. But
Hmm.
you know, I think a lot of people get caught up in that. But like he was saying, do your research, and then if you know people that have them, go and shoot some of theirs and see what you like, because what I like, Devin might not like. What Devin likes, you might not like. What you like the SIG with the piston driven. I don't like those.
Hmm. Yeah, that
I'm
makes it
not saying
heavier. Makes it heavier
I'm
and
not,
stuff
and
like
I'm
that for
not saying
people.
there's
Yeah.
anything wrong with it or that it's
Hmm.
a bad gun or cheaply made. I'm just not a big fan of the piston driven ARs.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. There's lots of options here. You don't have to. There's just somewhere about the way that to me, a piston-driven runs. I have lots of direct impingement ARs at this point, to be honest with you guys. I think this was a good gun. It's a SIG. It costs more money than average. I'm not sure. I would need to look and see what a SIG, like a 516 Patrol like this, is going for nowadays. I'm going to guess in my mind maybe 1,600 bucks. Um, but yeah, there's definitely things. This piston here on the end has things that go along with that. One of them is that you could adjust the gas pressure there if you're going to put a suppressor on it, which is something that I got into. I just like the way they run. We've used this to torture test stuff, magazines, all kinds of different things. I feel like a piston can run through all of that. But every gun will fail. This gun has failed.
Oh yeah, I mean, guns are, and that's the biggest thing to get people to understand. I don't care if you drop $5,000 on a freaking AR. Eventually, you're going to have a malfunction. It's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's a lot of different things. Let me tell you the story of when this gun, like I from early on for me doing YouTube videos after I bought like what Devin is talking about here with his first AR, and I got what I could afford kind of a thing, and I didn't want to spend a ton of money, right? And then I wound up getting this after that experience, and we've tested it. We've tested all kinds of things on it, like thrown it in the mud and sand and done everything. And I literally did hundreds of videos and never had a problem. Then I went out to do some training with Reed at Valor Ridge, and I cleaned I didn't even clean the gun that much. Because me personally, I don't clean stuff unless I have problems. But I was going to do this training with Reed, and I was like, oh, I should probably clean this gun. So I cleaned it. Okay? But I took a backup with me, which I think I took a X95 bullpup, right? From IWI. So when I got out there, Reed and I were hanging out, and he's like, well, did you like clean? We were talking about something. He's like, did you clean your gun and all that? And I was like, yeah. He was like, we did it again. We cleaned it again. Me and him. Then when we started the class, this gun started failing. And he was like, hey, there's something up with that gun. You gotta get past that, otherwise you're messing up the class. And I switched over to the X95 and had zero problems with it and ran the whole class with that gun. And it was weird to me. I was like, how the hell did this gun that was so reliable all of a sudden fail, and it was like clean?
What was it?
I have no idea.
Dang.
Gun.
Yeah, it's a gun. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a good gun.
That's guns for you.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, like Sonya had a VP9, and
Mhm.
for whatever reason, her VP9 would not eat steel case ammo.
Mm.
It
Okay.
wouldn't feed right, might not eject right. It just kept giving her issues after issues after issues.
Hmm.
And then I had somebody come in and with a VP9, and we ran some of the same steel case ammo, and it ran just fine. I mean, I
Weird.
think that's just guns.
Yeah. Some guns don't work. Some, like in my hands, certain guns don't work. I never liked the VP9 because in my hands, it was terrible. I always had problems with the slide and all that in my hands, but other
VP9
people's hands.
saved my life.
Oh yeah.
No,
See, that's.
literally. That was the gun that Walther used, and we were in Chicago.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it was the gun that I trained with all weekend. It was wild.
Hmm.
Like,
VP,
yeah.
VP9 is a good gun. I like it. It shoots well. I don't have any complaints out of it. I've recommended it to people.
Yeah. It's almost like this is a little bit going back to the theme of what we're talking about. It doesn't mean that something is bad because it doesn't work for you or it doesn't
Right.
work in your circumstances. It just
Right.
doesn't work for some people. It doesn't make it a bad thing, and that's the weird thing about all of this stuff. It's like our perceptions, what we're looking for, what we need out of things. I think that it comes down to. So.
Kind of like what they do with ammo. You've got like with your hollow points. You got some companies that call it critical defense or
Hmm.
personal protection or self defense, and then some of them put like what look like little teeth on top of the hollow point. They're just trying to make their ammo look and sound more aggressive, like you're getting some great thing out of it. When at the end of the day, it's going to do the same thing as any other hollow point.
Yeah, I remember. Like I have a Daniel Defense. So, for example, my friend Reed believes in Daniel Defense. He's like, this is a great gun. He's one of those trainers. I don't know where you guys are at with this. He's one of those trainers. He doesn't want you to come to a class with a gun that you built. You need to come, with a gun built by. This is his thing. He's got a whole video on this. People can go look at it and argue with it or whatever. And he's into Daniel Defense, and I bought a Daniel Defense, and I don't know. I don't think there's anything really wrong with it. I just don't think that the name on it is the thing. And I remember asking Daniel Defense a couple of years ago, how come you guys don't sell like a stripped out version of your guns, like a bones version? Where it's just, the upper, the lower, but I could put whatever stock I want on it because I didn't want to pay, for the Daniel Defense stock or whatever it was on there, pay extra. And they told me, no, that takes away from our brand. And companies were just trying to build their brand. And it's weird. Right now, you could buy Daniel Defense barrels. You could buy lowers. You could do all kinds of different things because we're in a different environment. Do you guys think that it really matters that much, the name of the company that's on there?
I think to some people it does.
Yeah. Is that like a religion or is there a real thing behind that?
There's reliability and reputation behind names. So there's that aspect to it, but every gun will fail.
Mm-hmm.
You just give it enough time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it turns into your just kind of like your following and your supporters you get with YouTube and stuff like that. I think it really just boils down to being able to say, "Oh, I've got a Daniel Defense."
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like with motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, "Oh, I've got a Harley Davidson."
Mm-hmm.
When you can go
But at
and
the
get,
same time, there's a reason why people say and they go for that Daniel defense because they know for the most part they're gonna get a certain level of quality with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one's gonna put Sky and staccatos in the same sentence and say that regardless they'll both
oh no,
fail.
no,
Like,
yeah,
yeah, they'll fail, but like
you're definitely
once
getting
fails
some
out the
quality with
box.
that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of it too is that I've got a Daniel Defense. It's kind of like a status symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
But
I
that
think
status symbol was created by their reputation for having high quality, reliable rifles.
yes, which they are responsible for and they have to build and sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes
Right.
companies try to go on the cheap or on something or something just doesn't function. But yeah, for sure I think that you know there's definitely companies out there that have worked harder to build a name and a reputation versus other things. But I really think in the AR world today, There's companies that don't have as big of a name, but are really building something with the same level of quality, and then ultimately people just go. I've met guys at the range that everything that they own has to be FN. So if they buy an AR, it has to be an FN AR. Otherwise, they're not buying it. If they buy a handgun, it has to be a handgun that FN makes. Everything has to be this because they believe this is the best thing. Or same thing I've seen with Daniel Defense or other. We can just go through a whole bunch of different
Now,
companies.
is that just like their preference of wanting to keep everything under the same umbrella? Because I know people, I used to do that with sports as far as like what I put on. Like I was only wearing Nike, anything, whether
Mm-hmm.
it was cleats, sleeves, compressions, whatever it was. If I was playing in it, it was going to be Nike.
Right.
But that was, yeah. I
I
would say
think
that's
it's
one
I
of the
think it's
things.
just one of those. It's the thing that comes down to the perspective of the human beings. Like I
You could
think
also have
there's
OCD.
Yeah, there's just some gun guys like okay, the guy who one of the guys who I saw that was like that was a doctor, you know? And there's just people who believe like I'm only going to drive a Mercedes, I'm only going to I'm only going to have this because this is the name that speaks to quality or whatever. I think there's some of that and there are some people that see hey, what this company makes. Okay, let's take it away from Daniel. Let's go to Spike's Tactical. That's like a brand that a lot of gun guys love, right? I don't know. I could be wrong.
No,
Um,
I would love to have one of the they've got that one AR. I think it was just like built for their employees, but it's all nickel boron,
okay.
upper, lower, bolt. I think they did a limited edition that was mainly for the employees and stuff. But man, that gun was badass. But what,
Hmm.
$3,500, $4,000, I think.
Yeah, they also make a gun called the Compressor, which is integrally suppressed and all that. So Spike's Tactical, I love their stuff. I bought a lot of Spike's Tactical stuff. I think their stuff is cool. They're here in Florida and all that. I've done videos, visited them. Spike's Tactical makes nothing. They don't make any of that stuff.
Damn.
They assemble shit. Now, I'm not knocking them. There's other companies out there that make the stuff and send it to them. Now, it might be some things might be made to their specifications. They sit there, maybe they develop things and put things together, but other people make those things and they put a Spike's Tactical, the Spider on it or whatever, and then we think it's awesome. And the brand has been built up and we like it. Like I'm one of the people who likes it. But some other company is making that, which means that those things are going out there, right? It's like stuff we're getting from China. There's a lot of really good optics coming out of China, and some of them have a really high end name on it, and some don't, and it's the same thing.
True, very true.
So,
Tactical Life in Florida. They're another company that they make really good, high quality rifles,
Yep.
and they're not that big of a name.
mhm.
But yeah,
Faxon.
Yeah, Faxon.
yep.
Now I know Faxon they do make things. They are in the business of making things. I'm not saying they make everything. There's some things that only a few companies in America make. Like, I think there's probably
They
more
make
companies.
barrels.
Yeah, Faxon does barrels. There's more companies making lowers, but everyone doesn't make their own lowers. There might be people who mill out that lower from a certain point. Same thing with barrels. There's not a lot of companies that make barrels and things like that. So, and right now, like so, for example,
See,
PS. Mhm. Go ahead.
I'd be interested to see the. Did you see where Blackwater released a AR?
I
Um,
did.
I
I
wouldn't be
saw that.
surprised. Yeah, I always
It
avoid
looks
Blackwater because there's some nasty people when you talk to them at Shot Show or anywhere else. There's some real stuck up type of.
really, man.
Yeah, I
I
think
had a good experience when I met him.
Blackwater is just a name. I've been in the Blackwater booth before. I had a friend who worked in their booth and was trying to introduce me to them, and they're like, "Well, they don't give." It's almost like they didn't give a crap if you're not some super tactical ninja dude. But and what does the Blackwater name mean? It's just this company that hired, uh,
Mercenaries.
I,
yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
my experience, yeah, my experience was totally different.
hmm
So, but I mean, I've had experiences with other companies like you had that other people didn't have. So,
yeah,
yeah, my experience was a little totally different. But kind of like we were talking about is I'm wondering if they just had people make all their parts to specs and then they put it together.
I mean, it comes down to their manufacturing, right? Like, do they actually manufacture stuff or not? You know, and I'm not trying to knock anyone in terms of, like, I'm not knocking Blackwater for whatever they do. It's not a bad thing to like say this is how we're going to spec out stuff from our experience of what works and what doesn't work. We're going to spec all these things out in this combination, and then we have other people make it. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't
No,
mean it's bad. Yeah, that doesn't mean it's bad.
no, not at all.
Yeah, and then you might have seen some different people in the booth from the idiots I saw in the booth. You know,
So this
that's
wasn't
life.
at the booth. I actually went with Pete when he dropped off their case for that shotgun they were giving away.
No, okay.
So I went to their place up in North Carolina.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't go to their place. I was at
Yeah.
that particular thing happened at SHOT Show.
So
Yeah,
I'll
at their
go.
booth
Matter
at
of fact,
SHOT Show.
I'm going to go by their booth this time and see who's there because I'd be curious. But yeah, mine was actually at their place. So I mean, that could have changed the experience as well too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So
listen, a lot of stuff in life is like this. I mean, I've been to so for example, in the car world, I've gone to SEMA show and seen Audi there and talked to the people in the Audi booth, and they were just complete snobs and ignored me. Seriously, I'm just telling you something. You know,
I I can totally believe that.
but when I deal with the Audi dealership that knows, like, this guy is an Audi guy or whatever, or just the way they treat everyone that walks in the door, they treat them awesomely. So sometimes it's just who's representing you out there, I think, is what it comes down to, you know. But I don't think if another company puts things together that makes it bad. I mean, just put stuff together but order stuff to spec, it makes it bad. And I also don't think because companies make stuff that makes it perfect either, or makes it great or good even.
I think where the biggest thing that people get killed on with the AR is they get caught up on this whole mil spec.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it irritates me when I see somebody come in and, you know, I'm asking them about their rifle and stuff, and they're like, oh, well, everything's mil spec. And I'm like, well, you understand mil spec is not the top end
mm-hmm.
of the echelon.
Basically
Mil
the
spec is
standard.
meaning
Mm-hmm.
is whoever bid the lowest to get the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the lowest level of quality that you could go to for military to meet military specifications.
Right. You know, look at the first ARs they had in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were complete crap. Didn't work. I mean, they just weren't built for that environment. And they had to go back and totally revamp everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I think it comes down what's let me get this from Devin on in terms of his rifle. What are you planning on what would you buy right now? What have you seen out there
Tactical
that you
life. The
Oh, that's what
tactical
you
life
like?
stealth
Okay.
rifle, and then just go from there, basically.
Tactical Life. Let me look these guys up. Is there a
Yeah,
specific
I've been looking at their rifles as well too. They've got some. Plus, I mean, they were at Train and Learn, being able to sit there and hold them, shoot them, and everything, and see the quality that's put into it. Yeah, I like their stuff a lot.
Oh, okay. So you guys have seen their. Let me see. Is it tacticallife.net?
I believe so.
Life AR-15.
I know they're famous for their or known for their little fold out AR-15. KD keeps it
Yeah,
in
the
his wallet.
takedown.
What's KD
Yeah, the
saying? I
takedown
can't. Let me see.
is
I
what
can't.
really put them on the map. It's
Hmm.
yeah, tacticallife.net. That's it.
Okay. So they got AR pistols. What are you thinking, Devin? That's on there. Limited
They
edition
have a. I
AR-15
think that might
rifles.
be it.
This
Is
AR
that
right
it? No,
here.
no. Is
The
that the
take. He
stealth?
probably wants the
Yeah,
takedown.
SF1 Stealth Fighter.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
That's
let's see
gonna
if
be
we
my
can get
next
it.
one.
And that's like 850. It's just relatively not, relatively not too bad.
No, it's a really good price for the quality that's in that thing. Because yeah, I shot it out at
Yeah.
Train and Learn, and I mean it's a good gun, man. I really like it a lot.
Let's see what we're looking at here.
Yeah.
So you guys like the feel of it? You like the weight? How much? What is it? Is it What are we talking about? 7 pounds? What's the
I'm
what's
gonna
the
be honest.
stats?
I don't know. I just know it's lighter than mine,
Okay.
and I want it. Yeah.
Yeah. So have you figured out like what's the
Only
weight that
Mary
you
has
need to
that
be?
rifle. The basically all the videos that you've seen of her with her new rifle, that's it.
Oh, from Rhonda Mary? Okay.
Yep.
Uh, I'm trying to look through it and
Yeah,
see
'cause
if they talk about the weight.
she won that out at Train and Learn.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Because the case I hope she's still using that case I gave her.
You better be Rhonda Mary. Otherwise,
I
Santa
mean,
Claus. Santa Claus is gonna
if,
pay you a visit for being naughty.
I mean, I ain't gonna be mad if she ain't, because I mean, there's definitely better cases out there.
It's a 1 in 7 twist, 5.56, which is what like I would suggest people get, like 5.56. So even if people can get into that whole conversation of should you
You
go
don't.
223 wild. I prefer 5.56 personally, but it doesn't really mean that much.
So the
Go ahead.
223 Wild can actually shoot both 5.56 and 223.
And 5.56 could shoot 5.56 and 223.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's
two
where a
two
lot of people
three.
get caught up with
Yeah.
ARs,
Hmm.
is they get caught up in that barrel twist. If you're not a competition shooter, you don't need to get caught up in all that stuff. Because
Right.
I think on average, most of them are either 1 in 7 or 1 in 8.
Yeah. So the barrel's chrome moly, 1 in 7 twist, uh, mil spec rifle buffer tube, mission first, tactical minimalist stock on it. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have the weight on here.
Yeah, I'm looking to see. Yeah, I mean, listen, for the price, it doesn't look too bad. I don't know if there's anything like I would say, ooh, that's something super special on it, but that's not a good thing or bad thing from my point of view. So, um, I mean, that's really the way that you need to go. When you actually handle stuff out there, you see it, and you're like, oh, I like this. I like how the charging handle pulls on this thing, or how it feels, or whatever, or how the finish on it feels. You just rock and roll with that until you find something better, and then you upgrade.
I just know after my first rifle class, I was like, yeah, I need something that's going to be able to make me as mobile as possible.
Hmm.
And, yeah,
Yeah, but
I
listen.
don't
Hmm.
see myself getting into night vision very soon, so I don't need all the extra night vision stuff yet,
Hmm.
I'll say.
Hmm. Yeah, all that
But
stuff
yeah,
comes in time. All that
yeah.
comes in time. So let me do this. Training stuff. Obviously, Chris, that's what you do. I'm going to start with you. What training stuff do you have going? We hit 9 o'clock already. This is what happens when you just like talk shit for 2 hours. Um,
I think we've had some
We
good
didn't even talk
conversation.
shit
yes, we
about
have. We
Alec
have.
Baldwin yet.
Huh? Oh, we didn't even.
I
Oh
said we
man.
didn't even get to talk shit about Alec Baldwin saying he didn't pull the trigger on the gun that he was pointing
There's
and
more stuff
shooting.
coming out with Alec Baldwin. They're going after the ammo now. They're blaming stuff on the ammo. I saw. That's the latest that I saw from that.
Oh,
They're
damn.
looking into what kind of ammo and where the ammo came from and all that. Um, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Kyle Rittenhouse says that he plans on destroying. I don't know if that's true or not. That's a story that I saw come up on my radar.
Wait. What?
I don't know if
He's
that's
gonna
true.
destroy his AR-15?
Yeah, but
Is
it
that what
wasn't
it's?
as one of my friends told me about. And here, let me see if I could just throw that article up that I found. I don't know how true this is. Kyle Rittenhouse says he's destroying the AR-15 rifle he used in Kenosha. He doesn't want anything to do with it. Kyle Rittenhouse said on a podcast he's having the AR-15 used in Kenosha destroyed. Rittenhouse says he didn't want anything to do with the weapon. What podcast was that? Is what I would need to find out, and I would go look at it. And as someone said to me about that, though, that wasn't his gun, so I don't know how that's even his choice to make. And I personally don't like the idea of people destroying guns. The gun itself didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything
It
wrong, in my
wasn't his
opinion.
gun, but it was straw purchased for him. So yeah, technically it wasn't his, but
I don't think it
he
was a
paid.
straw purchase. You could lend people a gun, unless there's
No,
some
he
status.
paid the guy to buy that gun for him, and then the guy kept it for him until he was of age.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to see what.
I'd be wanting to know what he actually said. I'm just
Yeah.
wondering if it's what he said and that's how they're interpreting it.
Yeah.
Well, he has like a publicist or some type of person handling
Yeah.
like
There's going to be a lot of stuff
everything that
going
Hey,
on
he's
here.
saying.
Yeah.
give it a
So
couple of
him
years and there's
switching
going to be a
back and
movie.
forth, that does not surprise me at all. Like this after the BLM comments on stage does not surprise me at all. This is right on par with, all right, let's get your public image better so we can monetize this properly.
For sure.
That makes total
I'm
sense to
sure
me.
he'll show up at SHOT Show or something like that. And, there'll be lots
Oh,
of different
NRA.
things going on.
He
Yeah.
already has the NRA in his bio on the Instagram that's like supposed to be his.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't. If anything, I could see him showing up for SHOT Show just to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't surprise me with NRA.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the NRA will have him there doing
Right.
some kind of speaking thing.
By the way, shout out to
Immediately.
Bandalar. Gave us $5. He says destroying a gun should be illegal. Yeah. Well, I mean, what did the gun do? He didn't do anything wrong. The gun definitely didn't do anything wrong on its own. It's an inanimate object. So yeah, that whole thing, that's weird to me. I would like to know, a little bit more about what's going on there. I mean,
That's funny.
we'll dig into it. We don't have time to actually dig into all that. I wanted to ask Chris, what classes you have coming up, and then I'll go to Devin.
Really, for the latter part of the year, I've got mainly permit classes coming up. I've got a couple of 101 classes, handgun and rifle, and then I've got a one handgun 201 class left. December, I usually don't plan too much just because I'm trying to start to get the schedule together, and then that's when when my wife and I got married, so we've got our anniversary coming up and stuff. So I try not to do too much in December.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay, so for the folks out there who've watched or listened to this and they want to get in touch with you, figure out how to communicate, support you, etc., how do they do that?
So South Carolina Gun or SCGunschool.com is the website. SCGS Tactical Santa on Instagram. The SCGS on Twitter. South Carolina Gun School on YouTube as well.
Yeah. And I was just thinking, this is just a thought that came in my mind. He might, they might not want people to start like trying to seek out this gun or have it become some kind of holy grail or whatever, but don't destroy it. Just stash it away somewhere. Don't destroy it. What was that?
If they were to put that thing up for sale, it would be ridiculous what people would pay for that thing.
Yeah.
They
I
did
wouldn't.
it with Zimmerman's gun.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that kind of stuff. I don't like, but listen, people can do whatever they want. So let me go to Devin. Devin, what do you have on your schedule? What's going on with you guys?
I'm just taking some more classes. I got a class this upcoming weekend with Ken Scott and Provectus Group, and then next week I got a class with KD and No Other Choice. We are getting ready to launch all of these shows, and next big event. I know Ken Scott and one of his homies, China, are working on it's called, what is it? Sneakers and heaters. So basically they're going to be collabing the gun culture and the sneakerhead culture together, and just collaborating and doing more social events.
Yeah. Okay.
Personally, that's what I like to see in the Second Amendment culture now, is more social events that are just collaborating and merging with other demographics to bring those people in as well.
Yeah, that
And
solidifies the
sneaker
culture part
community,
of it. Yeah,
yeah,
for
the
sure.
sneaker community is one that definitely needs to be protected with the Second Amendment. It's cool because that's the one that I really came from. I actually sold probably 100 some pair of sneakers to start my gun collection.
Okay.
So
Respect.
yeah, I had to drop
That's
one to start the other collection. So yeah.
yeah. So for the folks out there who want to communicate with you or follow you, where do they go?
Trenchwork Chronicles, like before when you pulled it up, you can Google Trenchwork Chronicles. I'm the only one that comes up. On YouTube, Instagram, Twitter for now, and that's really it. We should be re-releasing my podcast next week. Other than that, I just say watch my Instagram page and stay tuned because I'm always doing something. I don't know when I'll be doing it, but I'm always doing something. Y'all know
Yeah,
how it goes.
absolutely. Make sure you guys check and see what kind of chicks showing up on his Instagram.
Blessings of being single because I can just get a call and I don't have a wife or anything. So I'd be like, yeah, I'm on my way.
I'm just jealous, man. That's the only reason. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna run in the end of the show. We're gonna come back. Someone's gonna drop words of wisdom. Who's gonna do it? We got to figure that out. But
I don't care. I did it last time, but I don't care.
oh, okay, you did it
So
last
like,
time. So, Chris, you're going to leave us with words of wisdom. Big thanks to everyone out there for joining us here on Utreon, including the folks at Utreon for always looking out for us and helping us out with this stuff, and all the folks out there. If you're listening to this or looking at this on YouTube later on, and you're like, how can I get up with these guys live? It's Utreon. Treon. Go look for that. Who Moved My Freedom podcast is over there with a whole bunch of other people. We're going to get these guys signed up on there as well. Big thanks to Walther Arms for supporting us. We appreciate them. And thanks to Chris from SG Gun School for joining us, as well as Devin of Trenchwork Chronicles and a whole bunch of other stuff that he's into because he's young and he's able to do that. While he's young, because he's, I mean,
I
what else?
move in the shadows.
Yeah, exactly. Let's run in the end. We'll be right back with Chris giving us words of wisdom. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us. Make sure you smash those thumbs ups, arrow ups, all that kind of stuff. Big thanks to everyone listening to us on audio. We're on the Firearms Radio Network right now. Shout out to all those new folks who are coming in, the old folks that have been hanging out with us this whole time. Chris, words of wisdom.
I always hit you hard, man. So you can't truly call yourself peaceful unless you're capable of great violence.
There you go. Amen. This was a great conversation. I had fun talking to you guys tonight. I was tired when I came in.
No, it's been a great conversation, man.
Time went
Y'all
like this,
started out
which
with
is
the
great.
religion, and I was like, oh, Lord, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah, off the gate, too.
That's how it goes down sometimes. All right, guys, we'll see you. We're out of here. Peace. Okay, I got to end it on two places. Let me see. Okay, here we go.